Alright. Hello, hello. Notifications are out. We are successfully streaming on Twitch and Steam. Words are failing me now. Sorry about the delays. It's been an intense last 24 hours. Cancelling the gameplay preview. Not cancelling, postponing the gameplay preview last minute. That was not an easy decision to make, but I do think it was ultimately for the best. Because honestly, just editing the Q&A this morning was like so much extra work than I thought it would be. It would have been literally impossible for the gameplay reveal to be ready. So, anyways, it is what it is. Thank you, Symphonic. Very kind, thank you. I will make sure it's as great as possible for the actual reveal, though. I want everyone to be really happy with what I have ready. But yeah, just gonna finish my breakfast. There we go. We've got people filtering in. We've got the notification squad from, I'm betting, the emails, the Twitter notifications, the Discord notifications. They're all piling up for some of you. And I'm very thankful. Very thankful for all the support and love that this game seems to get. Yeah. Okay, so since I'm on Steam as well, if anyone's watching on Steam from the meeting at Melbourne International Games Week Steam kind of like hub, hello, I see you. I can see the little view count in the corner there on my restream. If you wish to interact from Steam, you'll have to come to the Twitch chat because it's the only chat I have access to, but yeah, awesome. Okay, cool. So, as part of Melbourne International Games Week, I'm showcasing LoveSick Darlings, a game made in Melbourne, for the most part at least, and yeah, basically, for those who don't know, we've got a fair amount of viewers. There's a decent chance one or two of you have no idea what this game is, so I'll just quickly introduce it. Hello, Mephisio. I know you, that's for sure. You don't need this introduction, but I'll do it just in case there's people watching the VOD, or, you know, there's some quiet people in the chat right now, so, you know, what's this game? I have no idea. Okay. My regulars are teasing me now. Yeah, so LoveSick Darlings is a visual novel, romance visual novel. I hesitate to call it a dating sim, but many might call it a dating sim. I'm doing my best to not fall into the tropes of the genre of having like a group of passive girls following a lead character around and having very boring chemistry with them. This game is trying to emulate what it's like to have and be a part of a tight-knit high school friend group, basically. And of course, as anyone who's ever been in an especially tight-knit high school friend group, yeah, we all know the ultimate destiny of these things. There's ups and downs, but these groups don't always last forever. You know, whether it's people's feelings getting in the way, people who thought they were friends getting romantically involved, people having unrequited crushes, you know, all that juicy high school drama. And this game's about capturing, I guess, that aesthetic and that kind of mood and feeling of, you know, adolescence, first loves, you know, not knowing how to express yourself, basically. And it's a visual novel, for those, which hopefully self-describes it enough to the kind of genre that it is. But basically, the gameplay is the decisions you make, and the whole the tagline of this game is relationships with consequences, and the consequences are the things you say, the things you choose to do, the people you choose to help or ignore, you know? And those affect your relationships, and your relationships to these characters are what bring on the consequences, you know? If you, you know, if you go out of your way, go above and beyond to help Jada through she has a crisis early on in the game at an art exhibition because she's in the art class, but she doesn't really believe she's good enough to be there. And Sid, the main character, can do all manners of things to help her, or not help her, or leave her to her fate, or enlist the help of others, and it results in a whole slew of potential scenarios. Yeah, so I'm just gonna hit new game, and maybe we'll just go and see. No, we're gonna play normal. Continue as normal. Okay. Don't mind that developer debug. I'll let the tutorial play in the background, but it's basically a trigger warning. Feel free to read the stuff on screen if any of the stuff is, you know, triggering for you and you can't watch it. You know, totally understandable. Everyone has their preferences. Your actions maybe have consequences. They do. They will. I'm hoping that's clear from the demo, which is live and freely available on Steam if anyone hasn't played. But yeah. So yeah, okay, I'm just gonna start the game from the start and we'll play for half an hour? Maybe a little longer. We'll reach a stopping point somewhere, I'm sure. Thank you for the plug, Symphonic Sins. I appreciate it. Live testimonial in the chat there. Symphonic is even a relatively new fan compared to how long this game's been out. So, oh my god, linking all these testimonials. Thank you. Wow, that's very kind. So we'll accept the trigger warnings, etc. I'm still proud of this first scene in LoveSick Darlings. I think it really, what's the word I'm looking for? I guess it sets the tone. And I play it now and I'm still like, you know what? I don't think I've played a visual novel that opens anything like this still. So, the idea's still held up. I still think it's effective. Let's read it. Why? I turned to her from where I'm sitting. Stiff. Why won't he even talk to me? Sorry, I don't do voice acting. I'm just going to read it. He told me that he loved me. Sniff. On a secluded hill, just past the quiet streets, we sit across from each other on a patch of green grass. With our homes far away, past the tree on the hills, we're alone out here. Maisie and myself. The star shines above us, coating us in their light. The distant sounds of cars on the highway echo in our ears. There's a brief moment of silence as a cool evening breeze blows past us. It feels like the sun set only a few minutes ago, but it's already getting dark and chilly. Maisie blows her nose. I guess I was just stupid enough to believe him. I can't just let her put herself down. So we can either say fuck him, or reassure her that he doesn't know what he just lost. So, you know, I'm very proud that the first decision in LoveSick Darlings has the word fuck in it. That's a good way to, you know, tell people, hey, everyone curses in this game. You know, the main character curses internally in his head even. Hey, Saxon. Hello. It says first time chat on my thing here, but it's like, yeah, but I know you from Discord, so it's not like I don't know who you are, but hey, nice to see you. Re-experiencing that scene the other day was so intense. I love it. Option 2 is what I usually go with. Oh, no, yeah, there's no wrong options here. I'll go with option 2, though. We'll go with what you regularly do. Nacho doesn't know who the hell he's missing out on. He's gonna be sorry for a long, long time for dumping you. You're too sweet, you know that, you adorable goofball. I can't help but turn away from her, feeling myself blushing. No matter how badly I fuck up or do the wrong thing, you're there for me. You're so supportive, even if you knew how badly I was fucking up. You're way too good a friend for me. I sigh. But in any case, I still couldn't be there for you. What kind of best friend am I? You know, there aren't a lot of boys as nice as you. You're a rare one, so I'm making sure to hold on tight. Hey, don't say embarrassing stuff like that. Maisie laughs, her face still red from crying. I love how awkward you are. I smile. Even in this awful situation, it's comforting that Maisie is still herself. But her smile fades. And I can't help but think she's trying to reassure me more than anything. She was like this last night over face file too. But I can understand now, knowing everything that's happened. Everything's so fucked. I guess I just believed everything he said, and she sniffs. After her voice cracks. I mean, it was my first time, I don't know. I know I talk a big game, but was I not good? Did I do something wrong? I gulp. How can I say anything? He didn't talk to me at all after we did it. Till today, before he ended it. Should I ask for more details, or let her continue? Ooh. Likewise, Dim, I should hope you do. I've been part of this for ages. Yeah, well, imagine if I didn't. We'll let her continue. First this happened, then he stopped replying, then Albie got hurt, finally he dumped me after all that. Not to mention that stupid photo I took that went around. And that fight with Steph, everything's gone to hell this week. She sighs. Now here we are. What do I say? I'm gonna tell her you didn't do anything wrong. We'll keep being assuring. That's the style we're going for. You didn't do anything wrong. Please, don't blame yourself. It's just hard not to blame myself. But I opened myself up to him because I thought he was special. He told me I was special too. Was all of it just a lie? It seems like it was. It was a lie. I can't see it any other way. You're probably right. Sniff. I just can't believe how hard it is to hear that still. Out loud. Sniff. You know, the worst part of it all is that it's making me feel this upset. I just feel like such an idiot. Why? You're not? But I am. I thought he really liked me. I gave him everything. And now, days later, he refuses to talk to me. It just feels unreal. How did it all get to this point? How can people go from being so close to meaning nothing at all? I wonder if this is a thesis of the game in a nutshell here. I mean, did I mean anything to him at all? Tears are welling up in Maisie's eyes. She's trembling. What can I say? Alluding to a future fight with Steph and Intrim makes me wonder if it's inevitable or not. Yeah, nice thing you picked up there. That's all I'll say. Nice thing you picked up there, Absol. That's a bit harsh. Let's just stay quiet for now. We'll be a bit more passive. We're speechless. Nothing can be said. Maisie lets it all out, crying and crying. You're right, I know. But at the end of the day, I let him take my virginity, Sid. I let him. I wanted him to. That's the worst part of it all. I'm the stupid girl who said yes. Yeah, this is a scene/interaction I always found interesting to write from a storytelling perspective, because I think there's a lot of sequences and moments in stories where often it's a girl, and I don't think it's a necessarily inherent thing that girls go through, but I think it's definitely more common for girls to go through than guys, to be tricked, deceived, manipulated into having sex. And I think that's where Maisie's frustrations come from. It's not like she was forced to do anything. No one made her do anything. But what she was made to do, she was made to feel like she was in control. She was made to feel like, oh, this is what I want. So then she says yes, and then regrets it later, of course, and has a bad experience. And as a result, she ends up blaming herself because she has been put in this situation where she feels like, she was put into this situation where she said yes, but then ended up regretting it, and that's why she feels like it's her fault. It's not like Nacho's like this terrible criminal who forced her to do anything, you know? It's like a bit more insidious, and I think that's why it's more frustrating to her. You know, which is just one way I thought of might be an interesting way to set apart Maisie and Nacho's kind of whole conflict. Yeah, like, he is the evil, awful douchebag who takes advantage of her, but it's also complicated because, yeah, she did say yes. You know, it's a fun conflict, I think. It's because it's a bit complicated, you know. Anyway, I think so at least. Maybe I'm just patting myself on the back. Yeah. That kind of nuance rarely exists in stories in general. I'm not even gonna say visual novels, but yeah, it's hard. He told me he loved me, but he coerced you. What choice did you have? But I still said yes. I even played along and asked him for it as we did it. Even though it hurt, I lied about it. I lied about what I wanted to make him happy. I wish I didn't. More than anything, God. But I went along with it anyway. I betrayed myself. I used to always put myself first because I wanted to feel happy. I can't believe I let myself suffer and get hurt. I never knew I was really this weak and pathetic. I clench my fist. I'm so frustrated to be this helpless. Maisie cries at things plenty of the time, but I've never ever seen her cry quite like this. Just seeing her in this state makes me want to cry too. I just want someone, anyone, to love me. Huh? Life is falling apart, but I thought that maybe if I had someone by my side, things might have just been a bit easier. So when this attractive older boy took an interest in me, bought me alcohol, and texted me every night, I finally felt wanted, loved. But every time I try to love someone, it explodes in my face. It keeps happening over and over. Something has to be wrong with me. That's not true. Then can I please just be happy and share that happiness with someone? Is that so wrong? Is that so much to ask, Sid? To love someone and be loved back for who I am? Very dramatic, amazing. Certainly one that's more common era than we'd like to think. Yeah, of course. Exactly. That's what I'm going for, at least. Oh, there's nothing wrong with it. Of course there's nothing wrong with wanting that. You didn't do anything wrong, Maisie. Pete, please, I promise. It's hard not to smile when you're always so nice to me. Even if I look like a mess right now. I smile. I can't believe you're worried about that. I can't believe you're worried about that now of all times. I can't help wanting to look good all the time. I chuckle. She's so ridiculous sometimes. Sniff. Maisie blows her nose and cleans up her face. Ugh, my makeup's going everywhere. Screw you, tears. Maybe I should give her a moment to collect herself. That was a lot to let out. Maisie finishes cleaning her face. But it's a futile effort as more tears run down her cheeks. You know, in psych class, they say love is just a chemical reaction. They theorize that it's just something our brains do to get us all to, you know, procreate, mate, keep the species going and stuff. I nod. Then she hiccups between her breath. Why does someone like him make me hurt so much? Isn't it all just meant to be a bunch of stupid chemicals? Adults are always like, oh, this is just your teenage hormones acting up. You'll get over it. They say shit like that and completely ignore how we feel. I mean, that's what my mum said. She needs to get a clue, seriously. Maisie smiles briefly, but her eyes start to quiver again. With all that in consideration, hormones, these dumb feelings and chemicals, all I can ask is, why? She sobs into her hands. Why does it all feel so real? Why is it so real? I'm gonna say, I don't know. Sid's a bit clueless right now. I don't know. Maisie looks up at me from her hands. Me either, Sid. Sniff. Me either. This is so much more exhausting than I imagined. I know, right, Sid? God, I'm exhausted emotionally. It's pretty bold of me to open the game like this, huh? I never thought about it, but, you know. I suppose it'll catch someone's attention one way or the other. I've definitely had people be like, the opening of the game turned me off. It was just too much at the start. I can't handle this. And I'm like, yeah, you know what? Fair enough. You've literally just met Maisie and she's crying about her boyfriend and telling you pretty much everything about their life. Breakups suck, especially when they're this awful. In fact, it doesn't get much worse than being dumped the way Maisie was. Maisie sits back up, wiping more tears away. I think it's a great hook. Fortune favors the bold. Oh, well, okay. Okay, thank you guys. Well, you know what? I mean, I know you guys have played the game, so I guess you wouldn't be here if you hated the opening, but yeah, thank you. Thank you. What I would do to be able to change the chemicals in my brain. I like your brain just the way it is, Maisie. Huh? I wouldn't want you to change one bit. Well, that's easy for you to say. You're not the one who has to live with this fucked up head of mine. Perfect's a bit much. Please don't say that about yourself. Please don't say things like that about yourself. You know how much I care about you. Maisie stops for a moment. I'm sorry. I don't want to make you feel bad too. No, don't be sorry. I'm okay. I just want you to be okay too. Alright, I can try. Another cool breeze brushes past us. For a moment I can feel my hair stand on end and a chill goes down my spine. My eyes wander and I can see the lights of the suburbs in the distance. Hope Mum and Dad aren't worried. I did leave in a rush, but I'm glad I came out here. I'll have to apologize to them when I get home. Maisie takes a deep breath. I look back to her and her hand is open beside her, noticeably closer to mine. But not obviously enough for me to know. Not obvious enough to know for sure. Should I hold her hand or not? I feel as though Maisie just wants to be really bad accepted and love that she sometimes doesn't decide what she has and the people in her life that adore her. Yeah, I'm gonna basically agree 100%. I'm gonna say it's not so much that she loses sight of what she has as much as she doesn't understand what she has. I think she... maybe I won't say too much more because I'm just thinking about endgamey stuff, but yeah, she's definitely facing a fundamental misunderstanding, because like she said, she keeps falling into this trap of seeking out relationships, rushing into them, and then blowing up in her face, and she's like, why do all my relationships blow up in my face? And she doesn't seem to understand why it's happening, at least not yet. I remember clicking her choice where she said she was friends and family who love her and she disregards it. Yeah, exactly. She doesn't value what she has as much as she values the ideal relationship of, I'm gonna have a magical boyfriend or girlfriend who's gonna be my perfect life partner and we're gonna hold hands and skip into the sunset together, you know? That's what she, like, thinks, you know? Like, her life will just be fixed when she has a good boyfriend or girlfriend. I think it's also she disregards it but has different time accepting it. Yeah, something like that. Yeah, there's no endgame spoilers. There's none. I'm not saying anything. Lives understands she's still young, is prone to make mistakes. I mean, that's what being young is, am I right? It's just about making mistakes. I edge my hand forward, shivering slightly. Whether it's nerves or it's the cold, it's hard to tell. I must have held her hand dozens of times by now. Why is it suddenly so hard? Before I know it, our hands touch. I instinctively flinch, but she smoothly takes hold of my hand. Despite how cold it is, her hand is warm. This isn't like previous times. The world melts away as I feel her warmth resonate with me. Something's different. I can feel every breath I take, every hair of my body on end. And it isn't the cold this time. She smoothly clasps my hands between hers. She's so warm. She looks into my eyes. I look into hers. Her face is still red, but she isn't crying as much anymore. Her eyes look almost expectant. We sit in silence, and I'm left alone in my thoughts. This is the first CG in the game. How exciting. It's kind of a romantic CG, isn't it? But I suppose this is a game about romance, so that's good, right? That's good. For those not familiar, CG is a term for special graphic. I think it once stood for computer graphic, but everything's a computer graphic these days. But basically, it's a special artwork heavily featured in visual novels or visual novel adjacent games. Choice. It's coming up. It's coming up. Her eyes peer into mine, trying to tell me something.
You know,
Oh,
it's crazy
I'll let the voice
how we've
acting
only
go.
known each other for just under a year now. I feel like I've known you all my life sometimes.
Enjoy Amy's
It is
performance.
pretty crazy to think about.
And Alex as Sid.
I hadn't thought about it in a while, but do you remember how we first met?
Yeah, well, you did think I was a burglar.
You were technically trespassing, though.
I swear I didn't know anyone had moved into your place yet. I was just trying to get Mr. Hogan out of your yard. That dumb dog.
I know. It's just so easy to tease you, you know?
Gee, that's good to hear.
Come on, can't you give me any leeway? I just got dumped, remember?
Fine.
They are great, aren't they?
Your hands are so warm.
Funny. I was about to say the same thing.
Oh, are you getting cold?
Oh, no, I just,
Oh, you must be. Let me help.
Alec, it's fine.
Thank you.
huh?
For coming out
Oh,
tonight.
hello, Adrian Plaza.
It was selfish of me to pull you out here into
Just
the cold
sitting
to
here
chat.
enjoying the voice acting of
I
this
couldn't stand
romantic
being
opening
around my
scene.
parents,
The
especially
excellent
now.
acting of both Amy and Alec.
Oh, that's okay.
I needed someone to talk to, and you're always there for me. I'm so over people lying to me, using me, dismissing my feelings. I'm even over the chemicals in my brain who are out to get me. My mind feels like a whirlwind of contradictions. But among all that clutter, you're the one thing that is still real and by my side.
Amy is in a ton of games. Alec's a musician, actually. He does a lot of music for games, especially visual novels and indie games. He's a great, wonderful human being. It's always been a pleasure to talk to him. He just does a little bit of voice acting on the side. I don't think it's his main hustle. Or maybe it is. Who am I to say? But yeah, no. But he still auditioned for LoveSick Darlings, and he got the part. He nails the part of young apprehensive boy. What can I say? Chaos Farsi. Oh, thank you. Oh, that's so good to hear. I think that adds a lot too. In a perfect world, I would have Amy, Alec, Emily, Sarah, the 4 voice actors. I would have them do the whole damn game. All 760-something thousand words of it that I've got right now. But that's just an insane amount of work. That's like you need a production studio. I don't have that. I don't have the money to hire that. I don't have anything. I barely have the money to be alive, let alone voice a whole video game. Choose wisely. Uh-oh. Oh, hello, Nalu85. Hello. I hope you first time chatter. I'm not recognizing the name, so welcome to the stream. I'm the developer of LoveSick Darlings, in case you have no idea who on earth I am or what's going on. I'm doing a developer commentary and playthrough for Melbourne International Games League. But yes, we're at a pivotal choice in this game. First time to join the stream. No worries, Nalu. Thank you for joining. Anyways, we have to decide now. It's such a big moment. It's pretty wild that this is the first, choice I give. There's a bunch of dialogue options, that's one thing, but This is the what do you do? You know what? In respect for the great romance that is brewing here, there's a couple of lines in her speech at the end there that I wonder if people have cottoned onto them. What contradictions could Maisie possibly be alluding to when she says her mind is full of contradictions? I wonder. Anyway, Sid's gonna go for it. This is my first time, but I'm really about to do it. I know it's definitely not her first time. What if I'm bad? No, that doesn't matter. I look into her eyes and I see them twinkle. God, I hope this isn't a dumb idea. My heart beats a million miles an hour. I lean forward. So does she. This is really it. Her nose is centimeters away. I look at her one last time. Her eyes are closed and her mouth is ever so slightly open. Expecting me to do this. Screw the chemicals in our brains. This moment, this second, is the only thing that's real right now. And no one can take that away from us. I lean in and close my eyes too. And then I cockblock you with the reveal. What? Tutorial. #1 most hated character after Nacho, I'm going to say, in this game. Can't wait for full release. Oh, thank you, Nalo. It's good to know you're familiar with this game. That saves me having to explain what's going on. Thanks for joining the stream. I'm always appreciative of the quiet players, the people who just enjoy my game and show up as the little statistics. I'm very grateful for everyone who plays this silly little game of mine. Silly little apparently big 760,000 words, but still. I'm gonna let this run for a minute while Sid introduces things while I catch up with chat. Is the release still stated for this year? If you're looking at the Steam page and it says 2022, no. I think it's safe to say it's not happening, not this year. It's really close though. It is. I know I've been saying that for a long time, but I'm writing the final weekend at the moment, you know, the final weekend in the game before they go to formal, and that's it. Those are the two big segments. Weekend, formal. And I guess maybe like a little ending thing after the formal, but yeah, like, we're nearly there. We're nearly there, guys. We're getting there. Dim forcing his Sid into the friend zone? You mean by the tutorial, because he did just try to kiss her. I like to imagine Sid's just sitting there for tens of seconds thinking through all that while with Maisie. I don't think it's going to be literally 10 seconds, but it really might have been like 5 seconds of him just standing there, because he really is the kind of kid or guy, person, to sit around and wait. Like, it definitely happens faster than in real life, these internal thoughts, but not as fast as you might think. Talent in-game troll. Wow. I wasn't going for a troll, but yeah, fair. Maisie's just waiting there. Yeah, that's their relationship in a nutshell, isn't it? Maisie's just waiting there. The way it gets you the first time to play, oh, thank you. Played the demo 3 times. Wow. I'm so glad you're enjoying it. Yeah, little he says, I know, Saxon, I know. I'm glad you enjoyed the demo to play it 3 times, though. It always... I'm really, really glad when people say, hey, I like your game, I've enjoyed playing it, I'm checking it out, etc. That does make me really happy, but what makes me even happier is people telling me they've done multiple playthroughs, because I've put so much work into the choices and making things distinct and having unique scenes and interactions based on your choices. So I'm glad that I'm extra glad when I hear people are experiencing that. He says, I've played it like 5, but I think I've clocked in 25. 25! Just on the demo, holy shit. Good job, Symphonic. Wow. Oh yeah, the climax. Nice, I can still wait. Oh, thank you, Nolly. Very kind, you're all very, very kind. I think you all are very kind, just people, obviously, but as well as, you know, it's clear that it's a one-man team over here, and it's 750,000 words by me, so yeah, I think the work and the effort is relatively clear, and I've stayed communicative. I think that's why I've got a fair bit of goodwill, despite what's about to be 2 years of delays. Oh, that's terrifying. I hate that I've kept you all waiting that long. It's very disappointing to think about sometimes, but I try not to think about it too much because I'll just get sad. Got all the CGs, not many hours, 50-ish if I have to guess. 50 hours of content. Well, yeah, Saxon is an beta access player, so he can tell you himself about that there's 50 hours of content from what he's played so far in the beta. So, you know, if that doesn't give you faith in the final product coming slowly but surely, I don't know what will. Each time I play, I feel more connected to each of the characters, and that's good. I'm wondering if there is a marriage type ending. I won't say one way or the other, but I will say this. The endings are not going to skip forward in time. That's something I'm going to think about exploring maybe later in terms of DLC or fun or just promotional artwork maybe. But the end of the game is the end of this year of their lives, you know? I'm not gonna skip forward to, like, sit in a mansion with insert girl here and, like, you know, him twirling a cigar around. I don't know, like, yeah, or, like, on a, yeah, there's nothing like, or a wedding ceremony, as cute as it would be. It is very cute to think about, but no, yeah, we're not skipping forward for the ending. I'll say that. I won't say anything more than that, though. I'm trying to hold off playing it too much till the whole thing comes out. That's totally fair, Guttural Hair. That's totally fair, my dude. I've gotten that comment a lot, and I totally understand it because I think I would be doing that. I am the kind of player who, when I see a game I really like, I just I don't know. I'm usually happy to wait for the full product, you know. Which is so antithetical because I've created this demo that's been live and about more like a third of the game out there for free. So my business model doesn't suit doesn't even match up with how I play games, but whatever, that's the way it is. I think it's the way most people play games, so that's why I've set it up that way. Oh god, I'm so falling behind in chat. This is my fault. I'm definitely going to buy it day one. Thank you, Nolly. I think that would be great if as many people as possible bought on day one. That would make my life. Because, oops, I should let my example list. I'm too busy excited. Because the Steam algorithm loves games trending, especially on their launch day. So if LoveSick Darlings was by some miracle trending in any capacity on launch day, that would be the best day of my life, I'm gonna say. Just because it'd be so cool to see LoveSick Darlings in the little bestsellers page. Just on the first day, I have no ambitious dreams of being like the best-selling VN ever. Just on launch day, if I can get on the bottom of the first page of the sales charts, that would be it. That's my goal for, like, a excellent launch. Yeah. Yep, I've heard it before, but I feel like it shows Dimitri. Oh, thank you. I know you've told me that before, but it's good to have the public testimonial too. This makes me even more excited for 50 hours. Yeah, so what Saxon Jedi's played up to is, I'm gonna say, the 3/4 mark. There's just the final week after. The beta goes up to the 3rd week. So, yeah. Sid with a cigar, yeah, I know, right? It's impossible to think of him smoking, isn't it? There's a lot of content. I was surprised by how much you packed it. No, it's crazy that it's not near the full amount. Yeah, it's not even remotely near the full amount. The demo has about, I think, 250,000 words. And I remember thinking, this is half the game. Cool. Nope. Just nope. we're at 750,000. The game keeps exponentially growing, so that's the way it is. As one of those lurking players, I got partway through the demo and then stopped to wait for the whole thing. I guess I'm the kind of player who was afraid of getting interrupted once the demo ended. Definitely looking forward to the whole story. Yeah, I think that's totally fair. I'm the same with demos. I have done the same with demos. Yeah. It's, what was I gonna say about that? Yeah. I myself, I usually check out a demo, which is, I think demos suit visual novels really well, because writing style and, oh, I thought I said let us speak, okay. Because writing style and tone is something that's so hard to communicate with just a trailer. You can communicate a fair amount of it with just a trailer, but I think giving people a taste of what the game is like. Oh no, the game crashed. Ah! Come back! I know what happened. OBS hates my unstable copy of LoveSick Darlings. However, the unstable version is the one with the special stuff in it. The special Melbourne International Games Week stuff. Yeah, it crashes every now and again. I thought I fixed it. Oh my god. Let's just load autosave. Yep, okay, this is fine. This is why we have autosave. Sorry, guys. Oh god, I'm so behind on chat. I need to keep going. Okay, you're doing a good job with the event, Dimitri. Keep it up. Oh, thank you, Neo Dragon. I think you're the Neo I know, or maybe there's two Neos that are in the LoveSick Darlings community. Either way, great to see you. For me, 100%, like, I love to 100% most games I play. Oh, well, LoveSick Darlings is the game to 100%. Just wait till you guys see the achievement list I've got for this game. I've got a draft on my Google Docs, which is just, I write down achievement ideas, and it's so long, and obviously I'm not going to do, like, all, like, 50 of them that I've written down there, but I've got some favorites hidden in there. At some point, oh, Guttural Hair says, at some point we got to see Goddess Jada in a wedding dress. Oh my god. That really... Yeah, I know. I know a lot of people would die to see that in official capacity. I mean, look, it's not going to be in the game. Will it be in fan art one day? Maybe. Will it be an art I commission one day? Maybe. It could happen. Especially seeing as there's a lot of demand for it, I'm seeing in the chat here. I usually do it for any game I play. Each time I play, it gets an update. Remember to tell your friends. We also have a solo launch day. Told all my friends. Oh, you guys are so good. It's so kind. Even your friends who don't play VNs. Oh my god. Anyway, and then I'm catching up to the crash. The game couldn't process Jada's adorableness. No, it can't. Very few things can. She takes up most of the files. I think what takes up most of the files in LoveSick Darlings is the images, actually. But yeah. Jada's adorableness is a part of that, so you know. That's a good point. Your demo definitely sold the game this time. Thank you. Yeah, I think, yeah, right, that's what I was saying earlier. Demos and visual novels are a match made in heaven, in my opinion. Because you can give a slice of what's going on, and, you know, from a marketing perspective, depending on where you cut it off, you can make someone really want to buy the game, you know? If I do a good job of making you fall in love with these characters, it's like, why wouldn't I open the door and say, yeah, look at Maisie, Jada, blah, 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 blah. Oh, you want to go to formal with Jada? Well, you have to get the full game, you know? Obviously, I'm not here being like, I'm going to make money from my visual novel. I don't think... There's probably 10 visual novels ever that have made money. And they've probably made good money, but still, like... But you know what I mean? Like, obviously I'm not here like, I'm going to make so much money. Like, that's not the kind of game this is. But still. It's still from a marketing something sensible to do and something I can take advantage of because it's so free. And the reason, and that's why the demo is so generous. A lot of VN demos will give you the first like 3 hours. Maybe like 2 hours, 2 or 3 hours, but LoveSick Darlings goes up to 5, and with all the choices you can make, it easily goes to 7 if you account for every choice. Like, And that's because I'm comfortable with the product, having it out there, having people play it, and having people know whether they'll like it or not. It means people will be more happy to purchase it if they like it, and it also gets the eyeballs out. I'm the same, Neo. Yes, of course. Cool. I thought so. Neo, my friend. Neo is a very, very kind backer and member of the LoveSick Darling community. But everyone here in the chat, it seems to be mostly from the community. A couple, yeah. Jada's love and life, she is. Yeah, 50 achievements I had written down. Can I get a full Word document off the game release? I need to see it. We'll see. Harem possible. No. I'm not gonna even kid that. Look, you can try and have something romantic going on with every girl, but like it falls apart very quickly. And Sid will get called out for it if he's like being like kind of weird. DLC just with artwork. Yeah, DLC is a bridge we'll cross once. Hey, I'm not even thinking about DLC, but this is when I'll think about DLC. On launch day, once it's out and there are no major bugs, and I'm lying back on my couch and just sitting there, and then I'll think, do I want to do DLC? That's when I'll do DLC, and that's when I'll decide to. I'm not gonna even entertain the thought of it until then, until this game's out the door. I'd love to see some cosplays of the main three girls. Yeah, that would be interesting. I think they're gonna have varying levels of difficulty, you know? I think Steph would be very easy to cosplay. You just get overalls and a cute book and you're set, you know? Jada, you would have to do something, like, weird to get the jacket to sit the way it does on her. Like some kind of harness at the back or something, or hook or clip, because, you know, by all accounts and by all laws of physics, jackets don't work the way Jada wears them, but, you know, it's the way she looks, and that's fine. We love her for it. And, yeah. And then Maisie, to cosplay Maisie, that's the true challenge. I think the mesh top plus like mini jacket, it's very iconic and very good. She's my favorite character design by far. Ippa's knocked it out of the park with her, and I think she would also be far and away the hardest to pull off. Like, that's such a look and specific type of clothing combined together. Like, yeah, it'd be interesting to see someone pull that off. That would be very cool, actually, now that I think about it. Visual novel is still very much a niche genre. It's growing, but there's still a ways to go. Yes, long ways to go. I'm gonna say most video games still have a lot of ways to go. Where video games are in their infancy, you know, films have been around since the early 1900s. You know, photos have been around since then. TV shows, in a serialized sense, have been around since the 1960s or 50s, or maybe a little earlier. I don't know my history well enough, but video games have only been around since the 1980s. And then have only had narrative weight in the 1990s, so it's still baby early days in the art form, so that's why I'm having fun exploring with LoveSick Darlings. Let's see any crazy sales. You can still see a passion about this game. Oh, thank you, Guttural Hair. I'm glad my passion seeps through. Any consequences if you go for all three? I'm not gonna say there's consequences, but it's more like if you're like trying to romance everyone, you'll end up romancing no one. That's what I mean by consequence. You know, to varying degrees of failure. And that's all I'll say to that. Yeah. Persona Valentine's Day. Yeah, nothing like that. No. This game isn't kind of really about rewarding that kind of gaming behavior, really. It's more about the relationships and how they're dynamic and can change. And to me, like, having like a harem kind of sequence or route is antithetical to that theme / idea, because the harem is just, we all love you and you're the best, Sid, moi moi. And that's that. Like, there's no conflict there, you know? hair would be difficult because, oh yeah, look, exactly. It's a really, bam, shade of red, isn't it? Gaming is still a baby, and yeah. Is Maisie's hair naturally red, or is it dyed? That's a question that it doesn't come up in the Q&A, which I think I'll start shortly, actually. That doesn't come up in the Q&A, so I'll mention it now. No, it's mentioned that it's definitely not her natural hair color. What is her natural hair color is a secret. However, I think it's pretty easy to put together. I think it's pretty easy to guess Maisie's natural hair color. The clues are hidden in the game. I'll let you all work it out. I'll let you all work it out. Alright, I'm going to let that go for a minute while I check something. I'm just going to check that the Steam broadcast is going okay, as per my agreement with Melbourne International Games Week, which, if y'all have not seen it yet, I would check it out. Yep, the Steam stream, there we go, words, is going well, it looks like. Yep, no glitches there. I was having a bit of trouble with it earlier, so I'm glad to see that's working. Cool. But yeah, Melbourne International Games Week. It's a celebration of games made in Melbourne, Australia, and there's like a ton of events, including PAX and GCAP and a bunch of Australian conferences and dev events that I may be attending one or two of, but that's besides the point. In terms of celebration online that you can do from around the world, there's a Steam page all about it. It's live for the next day or two, I think in 24 hours, for the next 24 hours at least. And it has all of these Australian games featured. Unreleased ones like LoveSick Darlings, as well as established released ones. And there you go. Here's the... I'm going to just chuck that in the chat. There's the page. You'll see live streams, including me. This live... Oh, Saxon Jedi is following. Thank you, Saxon Jedi. And so, yeah, what was I saying about it? Yeah, there's a ton of awesome games, and there's a bunch of them are on sale too. Check them all out. Well, not all. Check out the ones that look good to you. If you try to check them all out, it would take all day. A couple of my favorites that I was checking out and having a look at in the tiny morsels of free time I've had this week, because I've been going a little bit mad preparing for this stream. But I really liked, there was this game about running a card store, Cardboard Kings. I really liked Cardboard Kings. I loved the vibe and concept of that game. I didn't play enough to like give a full review, but it's like a tycoon game about a card store, but there's also like social elements of like you talk to your players and customers and build relationships. I don't think they're romantic, but like, you know, still, like, I thought that was a really fun, cool idea. Cardboard Kings, it's called. As well as there was another game that caught my eye that I thought, oh, that's a cool game. Elden Path of the Forgotten. I thought that was a cool looking game. I love the vibe of like crows and tentacle monsters and like, anyway, it's 75% off. It's there. It's I like the vibe. There's yeah. Oh, and Final Prophet. Final Prophet is awesome. Yeah, I really liked Final Prophet. It's a shop RPG. I don't know if any of you have played a shop RPG before, where you own a medieval fantasy shop and have to like optimize it for like your customers who are all adventurers and wizards and stuff. Very, very fun game. And I like the main characters design a lot. But anyway, that's enough plugging for Melbourne International Games Week. I shouldn't be boring like that. I just, you know, I'm trying to do my part for the community and stuff, I guess. Hey Dan, what's up? Hey Default6934. My brain tingles at your name thinking, have I heard that before? Have have I seen you around on the Discord or in likes or comments or Twitter? In any case, welcome to the stream. I see you're a first-time chat. Sounds cool, might check it out. Well, you know, there's no pressure. That's just me plugging the games that stood out to me. Hello Dragos, you're here just in time, it looks like, because I think I'm going to start the Q&A very shortly. Is there anything else I wanted to show off or plug before I start? No, I'm thinking. Everyone's like, let's go Q&A. Yeah, we're doing it. Yeah, we're doing it. Okay, one moment. I'm just going to mute for 1 second and be right back while I get my... Yep, I'll just be right back for 1 minute, guys. Gonna get a drink. Enjoy LoveSick Darlings. Chat amongst yourselves. I'll be right back, seriously. Okay, we're back in business. We are back in business. Did I miss anything? Can't see my questions. No, I refuse. Not everyone's questions will be answered. I think I answered one of everyone's questions at least, but not every individual one. Like, it was just not enough time. Like, I don't know if you guys have done the maths yet. I'm in an Australian time zone, so it might not be clear. But, those entries closed at 3 AM on Sunday morning, so, and I'd started answering the questions, but I hadn't implemented into the game until then. But I'd answer the questions as they were coming in, just like on a notepad document, not a notepad document, sorry, a Google a notes document, whatever. Answering the questions whenever a good answer came to mind or whatever. But then, yeah, since I'm gonna say Sunday yesterday, which is yesterday here in Australia, I was programming all day, collapsed into bed, woke up, and here I am, 11 AM in Australia in the morning. Very sleep deprived, if I'm being real with you guys. I don't want to sound too, what's the word? Whiny. But yes, it was a lot of programming yesterday, along with life events anyway. There was, yeah. And I, of course, as we all know, for those who don't know, actually, I have postponed the gameplay reveal of the Never Have I Ever sequence. Again, as I was writing the questions, I took a break last night, just before bed. I'd answered all the questions. They weren't all properly formatted yet, but I just finished formatting them, actually. Hadn't done any editing, though. And then I was like, okay, let's check the Never Have I Ever sequence, and it was like, it wasn't up to scratch in my opinion, especially compared to the Q&A sequence, and the Q&A sequence is meant to be a fun, silly bonus thing, and for some reason, it felt a lot more polished. And I was like, you know what, Never Have I Ever is meant to be like the big reveal. It's meant to be fully functional, fully playable, and I want it to leave an impact, because it's like near the end of the game. It's meant to tease a lot of things for you guys, and I'm like, I need to polish it some more before I show it to you guys. So I'm really sorry about that. I'm sorry that got cancelled. Or that postponed. It's not cancelled, it's postponed. Let's hear how wacky you all went with your questions. Let's just look forward to the ones that do. Fair point. Wonder if anyone else do. There are a couple of side character questions. I don't recall people saying with Google Doc. Oh, you didn't see the Google form? Oh, I'm sorry. Oh, I was trying to spam it everywhere. I'm sorry you missed it. Yes, before I start, I gotta know, do any of the LoveSick Darlings characters have a driver's license? Oh, that's a fair question. The answer is no. In Australia, they have to be a 1 year older before they can get their license. However, let's just say they are 1 year older. Who would have their license? Maisie would fail the test. She would fail the provisional test even. She would mess up that, is what I'm gonna say. Jada would pass the provisional test to get a learner's license, but then have an anxiety attack on the road and refuse to ever drive again. Steph would pass the provision to get a learner's license, but wouldn't be able to get lessons. So she'd just be stuck with the learners and no car to drive with. Sid would have his license as soon as possible. He's that kind of responsible, independent, kind of capable boy or human or whatever you want to, you know, he's that kind of guy who would get his license as soon as possible just to make use of it and, you know, make use of it. And of course, the second he gets his license, Maisie would then get him to drive her everywhere. So, you know, that's my answers on their licenses. I think Grace would have a license too. I think she would get it as soon as possible. And then Stuart would do the same thing. He'd be like, oh, you can just drive me everywhere now, Grace. Sleep after this, sleep, damn it. Oh my god. I didn't mean to complain, I'm sorry. Move because you enjoy your polished work, take your time. We appreciate your efforts, but take care of yourself first and foremost. You're all very kind and considerate. Yes, I usually do a good job, but I spent all of yesterday doing the Q&A, and then way too much time trying to polish the Never Have I Ever sequence, and then just realizing I'm not going to be happy with this before tomorrow, and that's when I cancelled it. And that's when I was pushing myself. I was pushing myself when I was trying to improve Never Have I Ever, and it just, yeah, that was where I pushed myself. So I take full responsibility for that. It was not the question's fault. It was I just didn't give myself enough time. Clearly, planning and time management is not a strong suit of mine, because between release dates and having to postpone Never Have I Ever, yeah, sorry. Grace would be terrifying behind the wheel. Imagine the road rage. That's a really good point. Yeah, she would. No, she would. If you did something bad on the road, Grace would knock, like, at the traffic light, she would get out of the car and, like, yell at you. She would. She'd be starting fights on the road. She'd end up on our public freakout or something, you know? Oh, that's a scary thought, Sins, yeah. Would he be driving his parents? Yeah, he would be driving his parents' car. I think Sid's the kind of kid who, would start working later in high school to do something like buy a car, or additionally, yeah, I don't know, I think Sid likes self-sufficiency and being somewhat independent, so I think he'd really like to have a job. I just don't think it's crossed his mind yet. I think one day he'll just be like, oh yeah, I could work at, you know, McDonald's, like, sure. Because, you know, a huge part of his character is how he doesn't know what he wants to do outside of high school anyway, so I think he'd definitely start looking in work, because, you know, maybe he'll just go straight into the workforce instead of going to uni, which would be a nightmare for his parents, because his parents are very much uni-focused, as anyone who's played the beta can say, with the reveal of Sid's family backstory and their whole drama. Pro would, he doesn't have a job. He doesn't have a job. It's true. She'd rip them out of their car whilst swearing at them. Yeah. Depends on how bad. How bad you were.
God, this is
voice
the
actor.
burrito of a lifetime.
You know what? Screw your boyfriend. You should be going at these nachos instead.
Ooh, you know what? What a perfect way to leave it. I've left. I'm rambling too long. We are a little over an hour now, so we're well over schedule for that. So we're gonna go to the main menu. So this is the unstable dev build of LoveSick Darlings. As you guys can see, it's mostly the same. I've done a good job of hiding things. I've made sure to keep things on the down low around here. And I'm pretty sure... I'm not about to spoil the game, am I? No, good. So, I think around here is where the demos CGs end. I think somewhere around here. I'm pretty sure around here. And then, after that... Oh no, that's not spoilers. These, all the CGs that go up to the beta. And then there's another 2 rows. Sorry, no, 3 rows. There's another 3 rows for the endgame CGs. So as you can see, a lot of CGs to tease back here. I locked most of them up before this stream though, because, you know, spoilers. So, you know, hopefully there's a lot of content going to be in this final game. A lot of content. Yeah, the burrito saying classic. Can confirm, but I'm saying not more. Exactly. Thank you, Saxon. More CGs. Let's go. Looks about right. But anyways, it's time to go, I suppose, to our feature event. I was going to say one of 2 feature events. No, this is the feature event of Melbourne International Games Week's LoveSick Darlings live extravaganza. Okay, so we'll hit new game. And you know, I've set up a little menu here to help me get through things. So yes, we are going to play the character Q&A. So, it's time! Get the quiz music on, you know, like Jeopardy music or something, I don't know. Can you tell I'm sleep deprived? No, it's fine. So, for those who don't know, those who might be watching on Steam and are thinking, who's this Australian guy talking about anime girls on Steam? Well, I'm glad you asked, hypothetical person I just created. Basically, LoveSick Darlings is a wonderful game with a niche... Sorry. LoveSick Darlings is a wonderful game with a small but dedicated following. And so, to celebrate Melbourne International Games Week, I sent out a questionnaire on my Twitter and Discord and to every other platform I have, urging people to send in questions. Not for me to answer though, but for the characters to answer. And not just to answer them in like text messages or images, which some games have done before. I know I've seen that. But these questions and answers are being done in-engine, in the game, fully formatted like the way the game is, basically. It's almost like an interview or something. I don't know what else to call it. But yeah, that's the idea. So yeah, that's basically what it is. Basically, I took questions from the audience and fed them into the game, and the characters have answered them. So that's basically it. Cool. Ooh, so it begins. Time for the juiciness. Alright. Fair enough. Okay, so I'll be reading these all out myself. Anyone who saw me reading earlier knows that I am not a voice actor of any kind. So sorry I won't have the inflections and skills that most people have. But I'll do my best. I'll do my best to bring the characters to life. So yeah. Hope you're enjoying Melbourne International Games Week and have enjoyed the showcase of the game so far. We're moving along now to the Live Extravaganza special event, the character Q&A session, where the characters answer your questions. Now, I know some of you have only met and gotten to know these characters over Melbourne International Games Week, but this game's been around for a while, as I explained before, with our small dedicated following. So, enjoy getting to know these characters in a more casual, but also more direct and personal way. We have a ton of questions to get through, thanks to a ton of people, a ton of the names in here too, in fact. So we'll just start going through them. Please feel free to chat. After every question, I'll probably check the chat just to catch up with you guys. But yeah, there's a fair bit to do, so I won't dilly-dally too long, or at least I'll do my best not to. So, here are the game's 3 heroines. Steph, the longtime crush, Jada, the pining crusher, and Maisie, the best friend. These are the three heroines of LoveSick Darlings, and they'll be answering your burning questions. With guest appearances from some side characters too. Hey, I'm not some extra. No complaining. We have a lot to do, so let's just dive in. Maisie is up first. I'm glad Grace is always getting the love. Just realized that there's like a dumpster featured in the shot over here. I didn't like think about that before I chose this background, but anyway, it's fine. It's the graffiti background, you know, from a recent CG, from recent stuff, that's all I'll say. Heck yeah, I am. Because she had the least amount of individual questions sent to her. Wait, what? That's true. Anon asks, Maisie, your profile says you had a girlfriend before, but are dating Nacho now. Do you feel comfortable sharing information about your past girlfriend? Ha! My response to that is, which one? I've had 2 girlfriends before. Nacho's my first boyfriend. I guess you could say I have a ton of relationship experience. Or I only have such diverse experiences because I'm one of the few bisexuals out of the closet around here. The first girlfriend was Freya, from my old school, Broadchurch Protestant school. She was a year older than me, and things did not work out, for many reasons, but that's another story. The second was Susie. We started dating at the end of last year after I changed schools and came here. Things with her were good, but I don't know. She got jealous over nothing, and things kind of blew up between us. Now she hates my guts, and I hate hers too. Not just because we broke up, but mostly for stealing my dream role in musical from me. She knew I wanted that role. I'd been talking about it for weeks before audition. Can't believe I have to be our understudy. So that's the end of that question. Everyone fears Grace. Yeah. Susie is a part of Maisie's backstory. Both her girlfriends before, they'll become relevant as the game goes on. I hope that answered your question. Symphonic Sins asks, can you reenact the scene I Need a Hero from Shrek 2 whilst riding the giant sentient burrito into battle to save your damsel in distress? Sid. Now this question is more like it. Give me the props and production and a big pile of cash, and I'll reenact anything you like. It helps that I know all the lyrics to I Need a Hero too. Me and Albie used to replay that scene on our DVD copy of the movie all the time growing up. But in any case, a giant burrito is a dangerous thing to have around me. I just want to eat it instead of ride it. But wow, me rushing to save Sid when he's a damsel in distress? He does seem like the kind of boy who needs saving, doesn't he? So I hope that question satisfies you, Symphonic Sins. Some would say the only choice. Yeah. Anyway, I hope that answered your question, Symphonic Sins. I see you in the chat. And now, some questions for everyone. Anon asks, what's your favorite breakfast? Breakfast? Damn, don't get too crazy with these topics, guys. Let's please not roast the question askers. We're meant to be grateful. I love breakfast! Bacon, eggs, toast, mushrooms, hash browns, tomato, sausages, nice fried beans, a side of avocado. Just thinking about it is making me hungry. It's making me hungry too, Jada. I had a tiny breakfast. I wish I had a breakfast that big this morning. Anyways, the bigger the breakfast and the more items on it, the better. I can get behind a big breakfast. And while I love a big plate of greasy goodness, I'd much prefer a giant stack of sweet sugary stuff. Give me pancakes and absolutely drench them in syrup, and whipped cream, and melted butter, and ice cream. All at once. No better way to start your day than with that express ticket to a tooth cavity. I can safely say my answer is the least exciting one. My favorite breakfast is ordering French toast with Tammy at our favorite cafe in town. Because breakfast is about more than just the food. It's the people and environment that makes a huge difference for me. That said, the French toast at the cafe is really good as well. That's why it's our favourite. If Sid could hear this, he'd be scribbling notes furiously right now. There we go. So, Anon, if you're out there, if you're watching, whether you're here now, whether you're here in the, on the VOD, why did that take so long to think of? Or, you know, or you never watched this at all and you just threw a question to the wind, I hope that answered. Ice cream for breakfast. You know who you're talking about? It's Maisie. You guys never had ice cream on pancakes? You're missing out. Base Jada. Steph's answer was wholesome. Oh, I'm glad the answer was satisfying. Ben Sherman asks, what would be your partner Pokemon? I like the lizard with its tail on fire. Charcoal Gecko, or whatever his name was. Ooh, how do I choose just one? Bulbasaur's the classic, Chikorita's adorable, and Piplop's little wings are so cute. But since I have to choose one, it'd have to be Mudkip. I guess you could say that I like Mudkips. Litten, but I refuse to evolve it. So those are their partner Pokemon choices. I think they all more or less make sense. I personally heavily relate to Steph's choices of Litten, but I refuse to evolve it. Litten is a 10 out of 10 Pokemon. Incineroar, 1 out of 10. No. Just no. That's how I feel about Incineroar. Eevee's not a bad choice. I think... Oh, that's a really good question. What would be all of their favorite evolutions? Now that's a difficult Pokemon choice, huh? Goated picks. Charcoal Gecko, hell yeah. I love Charcoal Gecko. Yeah, curry for breakfast rolls. Important question. Goated picks. That's fair stuff. Torracat, yeah, it's okay. Steph is literally Ash. Does he not evolve an Incineroar, a Litten later? I don't know. I like Litten as well, but what happened with Incineroar? But yeah, exactly. I agree. I'm glad we all agree with Steph's choice. Ben also asks, if your name had to be a color, what would it be? Red would match my hair. Could I change it later when I dyed another color? Something fun like orange, maybe? I like blue. It seems cool. Neo writes in. I hope that little color question went your way, Ben. I could see what you're going for. Neo writes in asking, can you name a character that inspired you to be who you are today? Thank you, Neo, for the wonderful question. A character who inspired me? I have no idea. This feels like the sort of thing that Jada would have something for instantly. I'd say maybe Beatrix from Kill Bill. Not only is she a badass martial arts master like me, but even despite how strong and cool she was, she got suckered into a relationship with this manipulative dude who was way older than her. It's a nice reminder to me that it can happen to even cool and powerful people like her. I feel less stupid then. Plus, she gets to kill him and all of his friends in a murderous rampage. I can get behind that. I like that she makes sure that everyone who fucked her over gets what they had coming. It's a very Maisie answer, isn't it? Maisie gonna Maisie, am I right? Naruto! Naruto totally inspired me when I was younger, and even today, he's so amazing. At the start of the series, he can't even do ninja techniques right. He fails his graduation exams several times, everyone in the village hates him, shuns him, he's all alone in his house every night, even as a kid, and I know how terrible that feeling is. But despite everything, he keeps going. He does everything he can to achieve his dream. Despite how much everything is stacked against him, he never gives up. One by one, he finally gets everyone to acknowledge and respect him, despite the monster that's inside him. And seeing him achieve his dream, it makes me want to try even harder. It makes me believe that even someone like me could be an artist. So that's a very Jada answer, isn't it? May's about to make this Vienna School Days. Could you imagine? Based Jada, or Jada, all Jada. Love for Jada in the chat, it looks like. Believe it! I forgot about the believe it. The character I'm most inspired by is the Doctor from Doctor Who. From the earlier seasons of the reboot, just to be clear. And some of the original series incarnations too. I love how endlessly curious and fun they are. They do good because they want to, not because they need to. They see a universe filled with problems and take it upon themselves to save it, over and over again, to no major fame or congratulations or anything. I think it's really inspiring. And all while having fun, going on adventures, and making friends with people from across the universe. That's a wonderful kind of life. Tammy and I loved watching that show when we were younger. We even listened to the radio plays. It's still her favourite show. I see her emulating the Doctor in her own life too, doing good for good's sake. I hope and accomplish those kinds of things one day too. That's that for that. So I hope that answers your question, Neo. I know you, in the original question, you asked for a top 3, but coming up with 3 was surprisingly hard. The first one came pretty naturally for all 3 of them, though. So I hope that answer was insightful, interesting at least. Satisfied, okay, I'm glad. Neo follows up by asking, if you could become a character in any series, what series would you choose? And which character would you be? I'd become Furiosa from Mad Max. She's the ultimate badass. Plus, she's got a robot arm. Fuck yeah. I know it might sound crazy to want to live in the Mad Max world, but I think I'd do well in that world. I'd be a Ravager or clan leader in no time. Plus, I'm already Australian. I'd probably just become Abigail in Stardew Valley. I could just keep playing video games at home, except I'd live in a beautiful town and could go fight monsters in dungeons. Wait, no! I'd become Haruhi Fujioka in Ouran High School Host Club. Then I could be surrounded at all times by the Host Club boys. I would choose Twilight, and I'd be Bella. Not because I want to live her experience, but rather I'd take better advantage of the opportunities she had presented before her. I'd do things right. No further comment. So that's the second question right there for you too, Neo. Jada and her bi stuff. Oh, BL stuff. I was like, bi? Damn, holding back the My Hero character answers on us. I'm curious what you mean by that. Did you think like one of them was gonna be Jada was gonna look up to Deku or something? I've never watched Twilight, so I don't know what she's referring to. Would Sid be included with the Host Club boys, Jada? Wink wink. Just to avoid that, sorry. No, all good. Would Sid be included with the Host Club boys for Jada? She sure wouldn't mind, I don't think. She sure wouldn't mind. I've never watched Twilight, so yeah. I don't want to say too much for Steph, but basically, Steph is like, she likes Twilight, but Bella's her least favorite part of Twilight, you know? And so she thinks, if I get rid of Bella and I just go in there instead and make different decisions and like have fun with like the sexy vampire boyfriend and the sexy werewolf boyfriend, then, you know, I would make better use of my opportunities and time there, you know? I would make Twilight better, she's thinking, basically. Hope you enjoyed that, Nia. Rividas asks, favorite YouTuber / streamer. Hopefully you're in the chat, Rividas. Otherwise, you'll probably watch this on the VOD. I know how loyal and dedicated you are. So favorite YouTuber / streamer. Jenna Marbles. She was my life. I miss her to this day. Germa! Jade is a Germa fan. It's canon. I've just confirmed it. I hope that makes some of you happy, as a Germa fan myself. I don't watch a lot of YouTube, but it's so embarrassing to admit this, but probably Markiplier. I know way too much stuff about a certain series featuring haunted animatronics in a pizza shop thanks to him. I'm glad you like the Java. I'm not sure how to feel about that, that's so funny. I can totally relate to Steph on this question. Are you also held hostage by the Five Nights at Freddy's fandom? That's how Steph feels. She's like, I love Markiplier, I don't like Five Nights at Freddy's, but I know everything about it thanks to Markiplier. That's Steph's position. She knows everything about it. Notice that I called him Markiplier here. I know in the game I call him Gamify, but since this is just a special event, I've dropped all of the pretenses, the code words and the synonyms, not synonyms, the code words and substitution names for licensed products and shows. You blame MatPat in your case. Yeah, there's a few culprits adding to the fandom there, I think. Rimpides follows up with, what's one thing you like and dislike about Sid? Ooh, now you're talking. This is spicy. Are we about to fail the Bechdel test for the first time? Like this? Well, Sid is a total dork. He's always talking about games and anime with Jada instead of something I care about. And he's also obsessive about people and things, totally getting trapped in his head, worrying and overanalyzing everything. And he has no fashion sense either. I mean, it's like he only owns the one jacket. I mean, come on. It's like he's a cartoon character. Wasn't it only meant to be one dislike? Oh, right. Sid always listens. Even when I'm talking about makeup YouTubers or bitching about my classmates in musical, and he has nothing to say, he's a really good listener. I can tell he really cares. All the ooze. Mate's gonna have fun with this. Yep. Oh, enjoy your dinner, Drago. Feel free to check out the VOD later. Damn, throwing shade at Sid. Just one good thing about Sid. How do I choose? I think one thing I like is that he always treats me nicely. And with respect, as lame as that sounds. Because there aren't a lot of guys who treat girls like people. Sid's refreshing. I could go on listing things I like about Sid all day though. But it's so hard to think of anything I dislike. Sid's so wonderful and kind and lovely, and the look he has in his eyes when he's excited about something is so cute. Wait, right, I'm meant to be thinking of a bad thing, sorry. I guess maybe if I had to say one thing, I wish he better understood how people felt about him. His cluelessness can be hurtful sometimes. Oh boy, my turn to fail the Bechdel test. Let's see, any updates? Poor Jada. Oh, everyone loves that. That's great, I'm so glad. I like that Sid is so reliable. If you ask him for help or a favor with something, he's always willing to give you his time, no matter who you are. But he has been especially helpful to me recently. Anyways, that's a thing I like, but Jada's right. Thinking of a thing I dislike is hard. Sid isn't a dislikable or bad guy. He hasn't ever done or said anything bad that I know of. Maybe... I wish he was a bit more relaxed. He always seems so tense when I'm around. It's a little hard to feel at ease sometimes. I suspect that's the overthinking Maisie mentioned earlier. Even if I can't imagine what he'd be worrying about so much when I'm around. Yes, it's ironic that Jada's not a fan of it. Exactly. Exactly. But yes, anyways, keep going. Alright, that does it for the group questions for now. Let's change the pace and go back to individual questions. Next up is Steph. The cool and distant apple of Sid's eye. The type of girl everyone has a crush on once in their life. Hi. I have no idea what to expect, but I hope the questions are interesting. Fans of LoveSick Darlings have done a great job coming up with unique prompts and ideas for everyone. These are the best questions. Alright, let's put that to the test. Kian asks, Steph, why did you choose the cello? As cliche as it sounds, it was more like the cello chose me. Originally I learned piano, and then guitar. My father organised these lessons for me when I was young, but it's because I asked him to. And I've been playing instruments all of my life, since I can remember. Also, sorry in advance for spelling errors like this. I did 2 editing passes, but I feel like 1 or 2 of these is gonna creep through. So anyway, I've been playing instruments all of my life since I can remember, so I know most instruments these days. And so towards the end of primary school, Foster Hills High held tryouts for the band program here, to decide which kids would get in, as well as what instruments they should play. I did my best during tryouts, and soon after, my parents got a call from the school, telling them that not only had I made it into the band, but I had been assigned cello, the hardest instrument in our string band here. I was over the moon hearing that I was given the hardest instrument to play. They seemed really happy to hear the news that day too. But I've been playing with the cello for years now. It's like a part of me. As any musician worth their salt can attest when they've been using an instrument for a long enough time. Oops, there we go. Alright, keep going. How strong do you like your coffee? Asked by an anonymous who claims that college is killing them. Oh no, I hope college doesn't end up killing you. I still have no idea what university I'll go to after school, actually. I've been so focused on moving out as soon as possible that I haven't thought about it at all. It'll have to be something with a good music program. Oh, sorry, to answer your question, I like my coffee strong. A little milk is okay, but the earlier it is in the morning, the more black I want my coffee. That said, I'm more of a tea girl myself, but I can appreciate coffee too. Relatable, 2 answers in 1, there you go. Fledblitz asks, Steph, what is your favourite childhood book? Well, I think it's pretty well known around here that my favourite book is Around the Galaxy in 80 Light Years. My father read it to me as a child, so I think that counts as a childhood book. But I'll pick another book too. No such thing as too many books. My favourite book growing up was Warriors the Darkest Hour by Aaron Hunter. It was the perfect climax to an amazing book series about cats. For those who don't know, the Warriors books are a series of kids' books about cats, like the world of cats, like literal, like normal cats on the street, like having like gang wars and fighting and stuff. It's got a lot of layers of lore, and to my understanding, like I think 100 books or something. Steph is the resident cat girl. Is, of course, the biggest fan of the Warriors books. I don't know if anyone here read them. I never read them, actually, personally. Tea over coffee, Steph gets it. Indeed she does. Normal cats in gang wars. Yeah, they have clans and drama and stuff and, like, families. It's like Game of Thrones cats, except it's set in the real world. I mean, there's, like, a couple of magic powers, but, like, yeah, it's interesting. Like, there's alley cats and house cats and, like, cats who used to have owners who became rebels. It's all, and they all just, like, talk, but they walk on all fours and they look like cats. They're not, like, anthropomorphic or furries or anything. It's an interesting whole world of lore. I found out about it from a ex-girlfriend from a long time ago. It always interested me. Yeah? Sounds like a Redwall books, but for cats. I don't know what Redwall is. There you go. Cat cosplay Steph when? Yeah, who knows? That's what I'll say. Okay, I'm not gonna lie, I really kind of want to read them now. Okay, cool, I just sold you on the Warriors books. I actually don't know if they're any good, so... I think they're very much aimed for kids. So if you don't have a problem with that, though, that's great. Go for it. These normal cats have magic powers and all this storylines. You're trying to hook me in? No. I actually haven't read it. Do not take that as a recommendation. Anon asks, Steph, since you wear glasses, are you nearsighted or farsighted? Farsighted. There we go. Trick answer. Trick answer. I'm somewhat nearsighted, but the main reason I wear glasses is because of a lazy eye. The glasses are made to correct it and make my lazy eye keep up with the other one. The lazy one is the left, right eye is fine. Even if I take off my glasses, it's not extremely noticeable or anything, but if I leave the glasses off for hours, it gets pretty obvious as my eye gets lazier over time. And embarrassing. Which is why I never take my glasses off unless I have to. Which is when I use contact lenses instead. And now we have questions for everyone, including Stu and Grace. Whoa! Isn't that exciting? Yes! Yeah, Steph has a lazy eye. Like she says, it's not like a fully dysfunctional lazy eye. It's like the technical term for lazy eye, where one of your eyes is just way worse than the other randomly. Like, they just don't match up. Like, your one eye is fine, but the other one, it's like a condition. It's something you have, like, when you're very, very young, it becomes obvious. Yeah, it's just really blurry out of one eye, and you can see clearly out of the other. And it's always been the case for Steph. It's just never come up in the story, and never does. So it's great that it got asked here. But that's always been the backstory for her glasses. It's inspired by a family member of mine who had the same issue. Yeah, the eyesight isn't particularly bad, like near or far-sighted. It's that they have a lazy eye that doesn't match up with the other one. So they use I don't know, I'm not an optometrist, so I have to summarize it. This is not an official statement of how the condition works, but basically, one lens you put to be weak, that's for your good eye, and then for the lazy eye, you do a more intense lens to get the eye to be trained better, basically. You're just putting heavy-duty glasses on one eye to make it work harder. That's it. Sounds like she has the better eyesight than me. Oh, better than mine though, not hard. Oh wow, we've got people with eyesight difficulties in here. There you go. I'm one of the lucky ones. I pass all my driving exams when it comes to eyesight. Would love to see the characters cosplay each other. I've actually thought about that before too. Yeah. That was like that's something that I could imagine coming out in like fan art or something I commission. I think that would be a fun concept. There's no real way for it to make any sense in the story, but you know, it would be fun to have them in their different styles. Anyway, I'll keep going with the questions. So, including Stu and Grace. How exciting. Who gets excited about being quizzed by randoms? I'm sure they're all totally pointless questions without any... Some funny sense asks, who would win in a rap battle between Maisie and Grace? Who has the most girl boss energy? I would, easily. Oh, hell no. I can't leave that era unchallenged. What are you talking about? I could wrap circles around you. And my girl boss energy is through the charts. I mean, have you met me? You could wrap yourself out of a bag. And all of your alleged girl boss energy gets cancelled out by the fact that you have a boyfriend, Nacho. There's nothing less girl boss than having a boyfriend. That's biphobic. I'm still the better rapper, just a biphobic one. Excuse you, he actually sings every day for class, rehearsing and practicing my singing voice. The fact that you think practicing singing in a musical is going to help you in a rap battle shows how badly you'd lose the battle. Excuse me, have you heard of Hamilton? Musicals and rap have been coming together for a long time now, thank you. If I had a nickel for every musical kid who thinks they can rap because they learned Hamilton songs. Come on guys, back me up. We all know I'm the better rapper, right? Guys? In our class, I can always hear Grace muttering along to the music she listens to, so I think she must know something. I don't think I've even heard of you talk about rap before, let alone perform it, Maisie. My blood relationship to your rival means I'm not going to be an objective judge. Ha! Suck it! I'm the girl boss rapper queen. Damn it, where's Sid when you need him to back you up? Oops. Hope you enjoyed that question, Symphonic Sins. That was one of my favorites. I knew I had to answer that on stream. Grace laying it on thick. The betrayal. To rap and have Dimitri. No, that's a trait for Q&A. There's no reason they'd have a rap battle. Although, you know, in the full game, Grace and Maisie have a good, you know, row and argument like that every now and again. You know, they're both very outspoken, both very outspoken LGBT girls, so they always just argue with each other about things. So, you know, you can look forward to other arguments. Maybe not about rap battles, because Grace has clearly won the rap battle argument here, right? And no, I'm not gonna rap. I can't rap. I would never even pretend to fight for this position that they're going for. Yeah. Oil and water in a way that they never actually... They only occasionally get actually mad at each other. Usually it's banter. For the anime! Anyways. Anon asks, what's your favorite movie? Easy. Ferris Bueller's Day Off. One of these days I'll pull off a day just like he did. Into the Spider-Verse. I could watch that movie over and over and over again forever. Blade Runner. The ending makes me cry every time. But I'm a cheerleader. It's the perfect gay movie. We're never going to get one better than that one. Wall-E. He's such a delightful little robot. So that was a quick rapid fire one. Any of those movies mean anything to anyone in the audience today? Of course, I've seen all 5 and love all 5 for different reasons, so, you know. I'm not lying. I'm glad you're not lying. Into the Spider-Verse is a great film. Well, they're all great films in their own rights. Yeah. Stu is very into the artistic aspect of Wall-E, being beautiful in both aesthetic and story and thematic angles, you know? I think that's the reason he feels connected. Yeah. No, I'm not surprised those might be slightly deep cuts. In that sense, they may not be necessarily realistic movies for a group of teenagers to love. Except for Grace loving But I'm a Cheerleader, because if any of you have seen But I'm a Cheerleader, you would know why it is Grace's favorite film. Yeah, no, that's fair enough. It is Weeb Nation in here. This is a visual novel chat after all. Anyways. Swiper asks, does pineapple belong on pizza? Ew, no. Evil. Who would do such a thing? To pizza, the most sacred of foods. Why would you even ask that? Pineapple belongs on pizza. Swiper also asks... Sorry, I'll let that sit there for a minute. They all hate it except Stu. Isn't that funny? Make of that information what you will. No. Time evil. I see how it is again. I won't forget this. I absolutely knew Stu would be the outlier. Stuart based. The mystery of who ordered the pineapple pizza on the Sydney trip is finally solved for those who saw that scene in last year's live stream when I showed it off a little bit. I'll forgive Stu because he's Stu. It's funny to see how divisive it is in here. That's good. Swiper also asks, how would you solve the trolley problem? I would pull the lever. Duh. It's basic maths. I'd cry and be too scared to touch the lever. Sure, I'd pull the lever. But could I live with myself afterwards? I doubt it. I would also cry and give up, just like Jada. He says it with a smile, I love that. I would perform a secret technique known to be the indisputable solution to the trolley problem. Multi-track drifting. So those are some answers for my trolley problem enjoyers in the chat. I hope you like that, Swiper, whether you're here now or you're watching the VOD. I had a lot of fun thinking about how they would all quickly answer that prompt. The trolley problem, for those who don't know, basically it's a hypothetical scenario about what the morally correct action is, and there's arguments for both sides. A trolley is careening down a hill out of control, there's no way to stop it. It's going to hit either one person, it's on its way to hit 3 people tied on the tracks. And you, the person in the hypothetical, are in control of a lever. And the lever can change the tracks of the trolley to save those 3 people. However, the only way to change the tracks is to another track which only has 1 person. So the idea is, can you, to save 3, is it okay to kill 1 person to save 3 people, basically? Because to save the 3 people, the only way to save them is to kill 1. Or, is it wrong to let the 3 people die because you don't want to kill the 1 person? And so, you know, all of their answers are reflective of their thoughts, you know? Oops. Didn't mean to pull up the menu. You know, Maisie... Maisie gives you a simple answer. She's like, yeah, I'll do it. Not a second thought. Jada crying, of course. Steph not living with herself, you know. Exactly what we'd expect. And, multi-track drifting is a special meme for... It's a special meme for trolley problem enjoyers. That's all I'll say. Nobody go shopping. I think most people would be in the Jada camp. I think it's a realistic thing. It's why Jada and Stu kind of both land in the same position. You missed the trolley problem, so that's not... I'm sure you can go back and enjoy it. Grace has given her answer to the trolley problem here. So, enjoy it. Let's keep going. Oh, just in time, Drago. Wow. I did not time that. Seriously, that just... Okay, cool. Drago asks, thoughts on kids? Love? Hate? Tolerate? It depends on the age. Kids that are 6 or below are super cute. I love how much energy they have. And babies are just adorable. When I hold one, I just want to kidnap it. That said, once kids hit 8 years old, they start getting annoying. Till they're teenagers, at least. If there was a way to skip that time period, I'd consider being a parent one day. Kids are nice in short bursts, spread far apart, and with as little responsibility for me as possible. They're just a lot. I couldn't spend more than an afternoon around one. I just want some quiet time alone to draw and play video games, and kids are the opposite of that. Oh, and about having kids myself, I'd rather die than have a kid myself. Ever. Seriously. Kids are alright, I guess. I haven't put much thought into them. I definitely don't want any myself. Maybe when I'm older I'll change my mind. But I plan to be too busy with music to have kids. And kids should always have their parents around. Kids suck. I don't want them anywhere near me with their disgusting hands and mouths and faces. I certainly don't want to have one either. Maybe if my future wife is desperate for kids, we'll adopt, but that's it. I agree with adoption, actually. That sounds like the most ethical way to have a kid. But sure, I tolerate kids. Everyone was a kid once, right? Doesn't hurt to be patient. There you go, Drago. Their thoughts on kids revealed. A lot of... it shouldn't be that surprising that a bunch of teenagers aren't that keen on kids, but, you know. Maisie set her conditions. She just, you know, she'll look after a kid for a bit, ditch them until they're a teenager because she, you know, they're too annoying, and then come back for the fun parts, you know. Definitely responsible parenting, right? Don't do that, Maisie. It does make sense if you play the demo. That's all I'm saying. Is it bad that I'm Grace in this situation? That's not bad at all. Ethical. Stuart is based, although adoption is possible. I think by ethical, Stuart just means like, if he wanted to have a kid, he'd want to go through adoption. He'd rather help someone in need than bring someone new into the world. I think, like, you know, he's reducing the harm in the world, as it were. But no, some fun extents, it's not bad to be Grace at all. I think that's a totally reasonable thing. I mean, everyone has to make allowances for a partner, right? Just skip through age to 12, yeah. You're on the same page with Maisie. Yeah. There's like a gap of like, okay, they're good until they're cute, and then when they're teenagers, they're their own person. The gap between own person and stopped being cute. Get rid of that, Maisie says. Stew root. We've been talking about the stew root ever since the character was introduced. He was meant to be like such an incidental side character. He wasn't even going to show up every day for lunch, but people kept loving him, and then I ended up characterizing Grace more and more, and now they have full side quests in the full game that are totally complete and functional now. It's fun. It's great to see how far they've come along. DLC Stuart root. Those asking for a Stuart root, do his side quest. That's all I'm gonna say. I think you'll be quite satisfied. If Sid came with a kid attached, would Jada still be interested? If Sid was a teen dad, look, Jada does adore Sid, but if he literally had a child, she probably would run the other way. Like, I mean, you know, they're teenagers. She'd be like, whoop! Like, yeah, no, I don't know. It's the sort of thing that would justifiably bother everyone except Maisie. He'd be like, oh, you have a kid? Cool. Like, maybe I'm assuming they'd be a little older because it's just not feasible for them to have kids right now, but, like, they're too young. But later in life, I'm sure they'd all be way more flexible, because that's what growing up is. You just become more flexible and mature and open to change and stuff, you know? Like, I can totally imagine Grace now who's like, kids are disgusting, keep them away from me. Her being, you know, the best co-mother with another lady you know, when she's older. I can imagine her doing being really pleasant and good. But, you know, you know, you're asking teenagers to be parents. You know, they're all going to be like, ew, gross, yuck, kids suck. You still came with a kid, game. I thought this weird. Stuart's practically held in regard as a man at this point. He kind of is, yeah. He's up there, yeah. He gets a lot of love. Especially since it doesn't for everyone's reaction, though. Adult sequel. Auntie Grace's terrifying thought of Stuart has children. You say terrifying, and, you know, she can be a bit prickly, but look, if Stuart randomly had kids later on, I think Grace would be a pretty good aunt, I think. She'd be fun, and, like, you know, if you had Stuart as a dad, you'd be like, you'd be so used to life being one way, and then being told, okay, here's his twin sister who is the complete opposite in so many ways, and is such a different person, you know? I think she wouldn't be scary to kids. At least certainly not when she's older. She'd protect the other. Yeah, exactly. 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 All of those things in the chat. She'd be fair. She'd protect them. Exactly. How long do you think one run of the game would be when it's released? From a beginning to end, I'm thinking 25 hours. Give or take. Because the demo's 5, and I'm going to say it's about a third of the game in content. Maybe 20, actually. 20. That's what I'm going to say, but it depends how good you are at reading. 20. Yeah, 20. I'm going to sit on 20. 25 is me overestimating. That's just one run. I don't know. I'll need the full game to fully tell. Maybe I shouldn't be making this promise. Completionist should take a long time, though. That kid wouldn't take crap for nobody, it's true. Oh, all the reactions are very flattering. I hope I can deliver on the expectations. I will try to. As with all VNs, depending on how fast you can read. Yeah, that's the thing. It's really hard. I've had people tell me, on average, it's about 5 hours for the LoveSick demo. But I've had people tell me they do it in, like, 3. Again, if you're clicking through, you can get through it. I'm going to say closer to 60. 75 feels like a lot. Especially because on alternate routes, you'll be able to skip a lot of dialogue, because, like, again, there's a lot of changes, but, like, at the end of the day, you're still going to Sydney on the 2nd week. You're still doing babysitting on the 3rd week, and a lot of those beats are gonna, like, where they explain what's happening, are gonna actually be repeated, and you can skip through those. So it's gonna be less. But anyway, back to questions. I'm gonna keep going. Addon asks, what's a song that makes you cry? My Immortal by Evanescence. Uncontrollable sobbing. I don't care what anyone says about Evanescence, Amy Lee's voice is unfucking paralleled. I'd love to sing like she can one day. The Ballad of the Windfish from Link's Awakening. Both the Game Boy and the remake versions of the song. I cry equally hard for Marin every time when I hear it. Ooh, sorry. Beethoven's Moonlight Sonata, 3rd movement. Simply put, I think it's the single most beautiful piece of music ever created. I don't know if I would necessarily call it my favorite song, but it never fails to make me feel things. As a musician myself, knowing Beethoven's life makes me really feel for him and connect with his music. What a Wonderful World by Louis Armstrong. Is it Louis or Louise? Oh, anyway. I know it's a bit cliche, but it's hard to deny the power of that song. It's like magic. All the Things She Said by Tattoo. Honestly, I don't cry very easily, but listening to that song while thinking of a certain someone makes me bawl for some reason. There you go. On that chipper note, we'll end this lot of groove questions here. We're about to hit the main event. I'll double check chat before I keep rolling. Any of those songs mean anything to anyone here? Is there going to be an option to go back to previous choices if you click the wrong one by accident? In my build of the game, it is possible. Currently the game auto-saves at every choice, so theoretically you can load a save to go back. But yeah, I don't know, for some reason I don't like just pressing a button to go backwards. In, like, gameplay, it feels like, for a game that's called Relationships with Consequences, like, the ability to just click a button and undo the consequence of your action feels weird to me. At least if you're reloading a save, it feels like a game mechanic more so. Like, okay, I don't like this, I'm going back. Like, you know, it's like save scumming in XCOM, you know, it feels more like a part of the game than just going, ooh, I'm going to explore every choice until I find the optimal one, you know? But anyway, I can't also expect myself to control how players play the game, so... Anyway, it's something I've thought about a lot. Yeah. From the beta, I think 60 seems plausible. Yeah, I think 60 is plausible too. Steph getting all classical here, and I'm all for it. Hell yeah. Steph Queen. Hell yeah. Oh, a certain someone. Grace Law. I say no more. I say no more about Grace's Law. The hints are there. The hints are there with Grace. That's what I'll say. Yeah, sure. Maybe all the things she said, I guess. That's That's fair enough. If the songs I chose are too obscure, that's totally fair. Yeah, being able to go back easily does change the feel of the game. Yeah, I think so too. Yeah. Does Grace have her own side quest as well? She 100% does. 100% does. I just finished it like a couple of months ago. I remember when I posted screenshots of her and the graffiti. That's her side quest. Actually, I say finished. There is one more scene I need to do for it, but it's a quick one. Does Grace have her own side? Yes, she does. Cool. Yep. Okay. Yep. We're all answering. Anyways, song question is done. Main event now. And now for our final set of solo questions. Everyone knows her. You've all been waiting for her. It's Jada. Did people know me? And they were waiting for me? Why? Maybe we'll find out after answering some questions. Anon asks, Jada, how do you manage to color your hair into that beautiful gradient style? That answer is actually pretty embarrassing. This look is a total accident. Maisie and I dyed my hair for the first time in my life earlier this year, and we made it bright pink. But after a few months, it had totally faded, and I wanted to dye it again. But, Maisie and I went on great terms for a while, so she couldn't help me. So I tried doing it on my own, and something went wrong because only the bottom half of my hair got dyed. I have no idea what I did wrong, and I was about to bleach it to fix it. But my dad took me to his cousin's hair salon, and we managed to salvage it without bleach. And that's the story of my hair. Although it's pretty faded now. I should probably try dyeing it again soon. Maybe a new color? There we go. Hair origin reveal. Oh my god. The Jada army. You're all out of control, and I mean that with love. Orange hair. That'd be a look for her, wouldn't it? Pink does really suit her. She'd have to like change a lot of colors for a different color, I think. Like, yeah. She'd have to like change her wardrobe, I mean. Orange, yeah. Orangey, reddy, that kind of side of the color spectrum. She could look good blonde. She'd have to change things up a bit, but I'm thinking like a platinum, blonde could work for her depending on the shade. Who knows? Light blue, yeah. Sure, there's, maybe one day she'll change up the color to something. Absol102, who I believe is in the chat, has a whole list of questions just for Jada. It should come as no surprise Jada had the most individual questions through the form. Really? I thought I'd only get a few questions, let alone a list. Let's start. They ask, what got you into art? Oh no, that's such a hard question. I hope I don't disappoint you with this answer, but I've been drawing ever since I can remember. For a bunch of reasons, I had to entertain myself as a kid, and I didn't always have games or a TV around. But there was always paper around, so I just find pencils or a pen and start doodling on scrap paper. Or whatever was around. Sometimes it was paper bags, and the sides of cardboard boxes, or spare blank pages in books. Or maybe I drew on some pages with words too. Don't tell Steph. She'd kill me if she knew what I used to do to books that were lying around. But to answer your question, I guess I've always been drawing. I don't remember starting it, only doing it. I guess that makes it a big part of who I am. I hope your first question was to your satisfaction, Absol. You act as if you didn't submit questions, Absol. Jada do be popular. Didn't submit a question. Yeah, it's true. They certainly will. The Jada army is always there to rally for her. From what I recall, she ended up winning most polls in the server. She won by far. By far, dude. Yeah, it was back when I first did... Back when I was just starting the Kickstarter, I did, like, some popularity polls and surveys, and it was just a fucking blowout. She is far and away the most beloved character. It's not even close. It was, Jada's number 1,
and then Maisie was number 2, and then Steph was number 3, but not by far, to be honest. The gap between 2 and 3 was very small. The gap between 1 and 2 was titanic. It was like 75% all for Jada. I'm going to say 15 for Maisie, and then 10 for Steph, just between those 3. But the most interesting result for me was when I narrowed it down to just between Maisie and Steph, it was literally 50-50. So I'm glad those two have a balance at least. So, you know, I'm sure, you know, there'll be love for all the characters in some extent at least, even after their Jada route. This was definitely a great answer. Thank you, I'm glad you enjoyed it. Yeah, no, Neo and Sins, you're both on the same page. It's good to ask something of everyone. Sometimes there's just something so specific you only can ask one person, of course. Swimsuit, I think, as well. That was, yeah, those contests, yep, all of them. For good reason. The thing is, stuff, she's still very much a mystery. I'm smiling too hard hearing about these results. If Stu was on that poll, he'd be taking some names. He would! He'd be taking some names. I think my only concern with putting Stu on a poll like that is people might meme vote him in. And I'm like, Stu deserves better than the meme vote, right? That's what I think at least. Didn't make Jada too powerful. She is incredibly powerful. I'm shocked by how powerful she is, really. When I did the concepts for these characters, I was thinking Maisie's gonna be far and away the most popular. Like, her design, her appeal, her personality, her complexity. I was like, yeah, she's gonna steal the show, and Jada's gonna be like, oh, you know, she's gonna be the cute girl who likes you, and it's a choice. But Maisie's gonna steal the show as being like the central kind of relationship and flagship of the game, and Steph is like the also alternate kind of person in the distance who, you know, you can grow closer with. But boy, was I wrong. No, Jada's just queen. She brings balance. Balance more like she is the balance. She's the most powerful one. No pity votes. Yeah, I know, of course. Episode 102 then asks, have you ever drawn Sid in your free time? No comment whatsoever at all. Never answering that. And whatever you do, don't you dare open the back of my maths exercise book. You definitely won't find pages and pages of sketches from various angles there. And don't you dare ask to look at my phone's camera reel for reference photos. Ah! I've said too much. I'm gonna stop talking before I make this worse. We'll move on to episode 102's last question before Jada goes through nuclear meltdown. How do you feel about being the most popular? Hashtag Jada Army. Actually, I'll check the chat. I think that was a good answer. Fuck, I'm so late, says Pilot Lavender. That's okay, you're just in time for Jada. And you can always go back and watch the VOD if you, you know, what's the word I'm looking for? Yeah, if you want to see the previous questions and answers, the VOD will be available after this on Twitch, and I will post it on YouTube when it finishes compiling. It takes a couple hours to get from Twitch to YouTube, so that won't be up right away, but anyway, you'll find ways to find it. Time zone's a bitch. Oh yeah. Plug, okay, maybe not plug. No, Pilot Lavender, I'm pretty sure I recognize, yeah, they know the game. Everyone watching from Melbourne International Game Week, this is a character Q&A, you can find the details below. People submitted their questions, and the characters of LoveSick Darlings are answering them. That's the basic gist of it, anyone who's new here. 2:30 AM for you guys. Oh god, I'm so sorry for the Europeans, I've failed you with this stream. Next stream is going to be Euro time friendly, I promise. Anyways, Absol's last question. How do you feel about being the most popular? Hashtag Jada Army. I'm the most popular? At what? At being someone to point and laugh at? Jada makes everything sad when she talks about herself. It's her one major character flaw. That sounds about right. I'm certainly not popular at school. I'm not as cool. I'm not a cool, mature couturier like Steph. Or someone fun and crazy like Maisie. Heck, I can't even get him to notice me sometimes. But what's this about an army? Why is it named after me? It seems she has no idea what the fandom is like. This is probably for the best. Yeah, this is the route I decided to take with answering this question. Hopefully that's not too disappointing, but she would just be a ball of gibberish if she understood, if she saw all the messages in the chat right now. She's the best at being the best, you're right. She needs more confidence. Exactly. Yeah, she would probably explode. Flareblitz asks, Jada, what's your longest streak of gaming tournament wins? Well, wins? I haven't had any wins yet. Sid and I just started going to the local FGC meetups together in the afternoon, so I've only played casually. But I've been having fun at least. I had some bad experiences growing up trying to play games with people, especially boys. But Sid's really encouraging me, making me want to try harder. So I'll work hard to get some tournament wins soon. Especially if Sid's watching. So, you know, it's a nice little sweet answer for Blitz, who I haven't seen in the chat, but, you know, I've seen him around. I can't wait to do every FGS with Jada in the full game. Oh, well. I hope you enjoy it too. Hers are a lot of fun. You just play games, go to fighting game tournaments, hang out at her place, see her in her iconic shorts and tank top, which I think is half the reason everyone loves her so much. That's all I'm going to say. No. She's a very sweet and nice character too. Her attractiveness is just a bonus quality. They were favourite parts of the game by far, so far. Oh well, I'm glad you guys are enjoying them. It's the main mechanic and fun in the game, so I hope you all enjoy them to their fullest. We love her for her character, damn it. Yeah, I know. I'm not doubting it. No. Her character is lovely. Her character is very lovely. I know it is. What specifically happened, or is this going to be covered in her route? Covered in her route, I'll say that. I think you can get a hint or two in the demo. I don't remember exactly how far much you can get out of her in the demo. But you can get a hint or two in the demo of what happened. It's just like the fact she's a well-written gamer girl. I mean, what more do you need in life than a well-written gamer girl, am I right? But also, thank you for the compliment. Oh, I know this one's going to be controversial. Don't take it too personally, this next question, guys. Jada just takes everything to be the worst possible version of something, you know? Clay asks, Jada, do people give you weird looks for being so tall? It's true, I'm a total freak. A 6'1" giant girl. But, weird looks? No, not really. I think I need to be a couple more centimeters tall to really start turning heads. Guys say some pretty mean stuff about my height, though. A boy in primary school called me a giant one time, and I never forgot about that. Girls always tell me that they wish I was tall like you, Jada, or that they had long legs like you, Jada. They never want to be as tall as me if they knew what it was like. Having people always commenting on your height and telling you that you're a big girl or whatever. I think I'd be happier if I was Maisie's height. Or better yet, had a small, delicate frame like Steph's. So, yeah, you know. Jada does not appreciate her height. Although I did just canonize her height. It's always been in my notes, but I don't think I've ever given specific measurements before, but she is 6'1". She's 6'1". Sid is like 5'9", but he will grow taller. He'll get his growth spurt. Steph's the same height as Sid, and Maisie's a small gremlin at around 5'6" or 7. And Grace is like 5'5", she's so tiny. Stuart is 6'2", though, a little taller than Jada. I think Stuart's the tallest in the group, with Jada being number 2. Uh-oh, let's see the chat. We love a tall queen, for real. Just more for her to love. Oh, this is so good. Oh, I'm so glad to see all the love. A big part of Jada's character design, I always wanted her to be tall. because my girlfriend at the end of high school was taller than me, and without outing myself too much, I like that about her. So my old high school girlfriend, it's like, she's not really much like Jada personality-wise. They couldn't be any more different. But she was exactly, because I'm 5'11" and she was 6 foot, so she was a tiny bit taller than me, but I was, and so I have first-hand experience hearing, I remember what she used to say about people commenting on her heights, and so some of that went into Jada. But that's pretty much all that came from her into Jada, to be honest. It was just that one physical attribute, because they couldn't be any more different personality-wise. Just the height. We love tall girls, that's good. She reminds me of the giant from It's very sweet. Nothing wrong with that. Okay, that's good. So are those meant to be insults? Does she interpret them like that? She interprets them like that. You know, when a girl tells her, when someone tells her, I wish I was as tall as you, oh my god, she interprets that as an insult. But also, when a boy in primary school calls her a giant woman, you know, that's just an insult, yeah. That's an insult she's correctly interpreting. That's, I'm gonna say Jada's core problem. She has experienced bullying and insults from people before, and that has damaged and hurt her and hurt her self-image. And now the long-term effect is that she interprets everything as an insult, and she interprets everything like she deserves to be insulted or put down. You know, that's the problem. She's way taller than me. Yeah, she's 6 foot, 6'1", somewhere between there. Yeah. It's ironic this first gun is also the biggest. Oh well, it's the balancing act. She's a tall girl. Her dad's tall. That's where she gets her height from. I'll canonize that too. That's also been in my design notes. She looks way more like her dad than her mum. Neither of which have official designs, just notes from myself, but yeah. Grace small. Grace is very uber small. Grace is the tiniest small. From the characters together. Yeah, Zion, yeah, like, the heights in-game aren't perfectly canon, because I tried it for a while, but it was just too awkward having Grace literally, like, at, like, down here at Jada's, like, chest level. Like, that was just weird. It was, like, it made her look like a little child. It's why, like, it's why Noah, Sid's, like, 4-year-old cousin, still stands up here when he should be like here somewhere, because it's like, it just looks odd. You'd just be covered by the text box. You just have to kind of stretch them out a little bit. Oops, sorry. Oh my god, what did I do? There we go. So the heights in game aren't perfectly representative, but yes, Stu is the tallest. Jada is a tiny bit shorter than him, and then the next tallest are Steph and Sid, who are both 5'10", oh my god, like 5'9", and then Maisie's shorter, and then Grace is the shortest. And then Nacho's something like 6'4", he's a tall dude. Who else has canon heights? Sid's sister is a tiny bit shorter than him, and she's not growing anymore. And Noah the kid is obviously a kid. Albie is also quite small, but he'll have a serious growth spurt. I'm very much looking forward to the day. I hope one day I can give him an official grown-up design. Yeah, because he's going to be tall as hell. He's just like, he's a late bloomer. He's a little baby. He's meant to be 14 and he looks so small and precious, but he'll grow up. He'll grow up to be a proper lad. There you go. There you go, Saxon. It's always one or the other. Based in, thank you. I think me and Jada are about the same height. Huh. There you go. Jada's a tall girl. Must be nice to have girlfriends. TFW, no GF. It's okay. It's okay. There's just... Everyone has their moment. Everyone has their time. Everyone has their life, you know? Like... Everyone's journey is going to be different. Only true chans are attracted to tall girls. Firm believer in that. That's all I'll say. Yes. Yes. I remember there was a streamer once who got asked, hey, does it bother you that your girlfriend's taller than you? Because I think he was kind of a short guy and she was just like normal-ish height, like 5'9". Or I think she was like, I don't know, she must have been 5'10" maybe. And he was like a fair bit shorter. And he said, yes, it's great. And his example was, have you ever played Shadow of the Colossus? It's like that. And I was like, that always stuck in my head. Every time I've ever dated someone taller than me, I'm like, yeah, it's like Shadow of the Colossus. Very much as a gag, though, not seriously thinking that. Correct wording is important. Ugh, how can anyone bully Jada? I know, right? Crimes. Who could dare bully her? I think a lot of bullies would say she's very bullyable, unfortunately. They'd be like, and like, she is a little bullyable because she'll just believe anything anyone says and just gets sad and gets a reaction, you know? Like, I think that's what bullies want, sadly. Because people are asshats, exactly. Weird, I always thought her dad was tall for some reason. Yeah, he's super tall. He's even taller. He's proper tall. May's a short stack, yeah. May's a short stack, yeah. Should have asked Nacho if he uses cheese instead of gel. That is kind of funny, I like that. Yes, he uses cheese. He puts like the squirty weird cheese into his hair and runs it through his fingers. Grown-up designs need to happen. Time skip maybe? Albie's adorable. He reminds me of my younger cousin. Yeah, Albie is meant to remind everyone of their little brother or younger cousin, basically. That's kind of the vibe he's meant to be like. Because even though he's obviously not Sid's blood or step or in-law sibling, you know, they have that kind of relationship of like, you know, younger boy looking up to the older boy and like having similar interests, you know, trying to get that energy and have a fun, I don't know, extra connection to Maisie through there. Yeah. Anyways, grown-up designs need to happen time skip maybe. Not in any official capacity and no plans for DLC. Although I have, when I am stuck and I have writer's block, there's a couple of documents I write notes down for like various concepts, and there is a time skip document. That's all I'll say. Like, what would they look like after, currently I've got it for 10 years, like 10 years after LoveSick Darlings. Because they'd be around 16 now. What would they look like when they're 26? That's a concept I have. Because I thought about doing it a little younger, but I thought about it, I'm like, a 16 and a 21-year-old, oh, don't look that different. I don't think it'd be that impressive. I've gotten to think that myself now that I'm 26. Uh-oh, a creator age drop. I'm boomer. I'm a 20-year-old boomer. Is Albie short for something? Yeah. Albie is short for something. I don't remember if it's actually mentioned in game. Who knows? His name's Albert. A-L-B-E-R-T. Albert. Don't see many kids called Albert these days. And you can tell that's something Maisie would never call him. She's like, Albert, that's an old man's name. No, you're Albie. Anyways, got more questions. Let's go. Rividas asks, how does it feel to have an army? Well, why do people keep asking about this army? Do I own it? Or is it after me? Are people mad at me about something? I'm so confused about this army. There is one thing I like about it. Reading it out loud. Jada Army. Does give me an odd sense of power for some reason. So, you know, that's her thoughts on our army. Rividas also says, not a question, but Jada, you're the best. Oh, thank you, even if I disagree. Rividas does actually ask a question for everyone, though. There we go, we're back. There's more, we're back to the group questions. The final round of group questions, I'll even confirm that now. Is that Albie's an albino. No, he's not albino. No. I hope I did not give that impression. No, Albie's just Albie. He's got a weak constitution. But no, he doesn't. Yeah, no, he's not albino. Okay, good. I thought that was a genuine misunderstanding. Okay, I thought you had genuinely thought that. Okay, good. I wonder if my final one will be answered. 2 to 3 so far is good though. Yeah, I couldn't get every question. As I said, it was long days of writing, so I couldn't get it all done and programmed. Not every single one, but I did. I just got all my favorites in there. The ones, it's not favorite questions, I should say favorite answers. Like, there was some like questions that I just was like, I can't think of a very good or interesting answer, so those are the ones that didn't make it in. So, what's your favorite one-liner? Don't believe in yourself, Simone. Believe in me, the commoner who believes in you. In true Jada spirit, there has to be a Gurren Lagann reference fit in there. Villain, I have done thy mother. From Titus Andronicus, the old English way of saying, I fucked your mum. The only good is knowledge, and the only evil is ignorance. Socrates. So, you know, there's some quick one-liners for you, Rimvidas. I hope that's what you had in mind in terms of one-liners. I was thinking quotes or catchphrases. I wasn't sure. Kind of just went with how would each character interpret that question. But was there if needed. I'm glad to see 2 of them answered. Steph spitting facts. Thanks, Maisie, for the new one-liner. Yeah, it's a good one. It's a good one. You can bust it out and really make someone... make someone just be like, what? Guttural Hair, who has been in the chat, asks, what was the hardest scene to record and what was the funnest? So, in the context of this Q&A, the characters aren't actors, so the question will be rephrased into... I hope this is okay, Guttural Hair. Like, I like the question a lot, but I was like, recorded doesn't seem right, so I had to rejig it a bit. What was the hardest thing you've ever had to do with Sid? What was the funnest thing you did with Sid? Oh man, Sid and I've had so many heart-to-hearts, I don't even know where to start. But, talking to him about what happened alone on the hill that night, that was the worst. Soul-crushing. For a whole bunch of reasons, not just because Nacho's a douchebag. But on the other hand, I was really happy with how good he was at Albie's birthday party. Look forward to seeing Albie's party in the full game to know what Maisie's talking about here. That's a quick disclaimer from me. Nothing makes me happier than seeing my 2 favourite boys in the world getting along. I think my answer to both questions is going to be the same. The night of the art exhibition. Honestly, thinking back on it still makes me dizzy even now. It was somehow the best and worst night of my life. And at the center of it all was Siddy. He was there for me, whether to celebrate or console me, he always made sure I was okay. That made me really happy. Which was an odd thing to feel while having an identity crisis about my art and passion in life. A certain afternoon at my place comes to mind when discussing worst or most difficult moments around Sid. Understandable stuff. I really wish he didn't see my mother like that, and I wish she never saw him either. She sarcastically calls him my boyfriend now, just to be nasty. So I don't really want to talk much more about my worst memory or experience. But going into the cafe bar thing that's near his and Maisie's house was a real nice experience we had recently. I hadn't just hung out with a friend like that in a long time. The times before I hung out with Sid were for errands like lending him around the galaxy or carrying the cello. But just hanging out for the sake of hanging out, it was nice. I miss that feeling. I hope we get to hang out more. His proposition to hang out together in the afternoons was as a distraction from life meant a lot to me. And for those who don't know what she's talking about with the cafe, I would say in the demo, next time you play, pursue Steph as much as you can and see what happens after the scene at her place next time you try to hang out, if you've built a good relationship and done some reading. That's all new. Such a tease. I'd be disappointed if she, such Jim, didn't tease that. True, all in good fun, I know. Steph's answer is so irrelevant to me since I know exactly what she's talking about. Honestly, fair enough. The art exhibition All the scenarios have upsides and downsides. I'm really proud of that. That's why I put it so early on in the script, because I think this can have a lot of far-reaching consequences for Jada, and putting this kind of pressure early on will help kind of inform what kind of game this is, you know? Like, the trip to Sydney has its own drama and choices and things that can happen. But they're varied in a different way to this, I'm gonna say. I racked my brain while at school for what option. Yeah, it wasn't until this semester that I actually. There you go. I'm glad to hear that, Drago. Or default 6934, whatever you wish to prefer, go by here. So I can't picture the game with the exhibition moved to a later week now. No way, no way. It's absolutely the first event. It's always going to be the first event. And I think another reason why Jade is so popular. Putting her core storyline and like thing so early on, I think, was really good and necessary. Yeah. I'll keep going. There we go. Drago asks, Did you hear Steve Jobs died of ligma? What's Ligmables! Gasp. Ligmables, Jada. That's so evil. Liggy Ligmables. Had fun writing this section, if you can't tell. There's even a question for Sid. That's all. That's all Steph has to say to that. Stroke of genius. Wow, that's a very kind thing to say. Thank you. I think that's... Yeah, wow, okay. Oh, man, I'm not going to say no to that. I'll take a compliment where I can get them. Oops. I got no, but didn't close that bit. I'd be stuck in that situation. I think that's fair. Yeah, Maisie has fun. Maisie has fun. You know, demo guys, so one of the older demos, the funnest thing that the demo dropped off was at the pool party for Albie's birthday. And I wonder, why was it cut out? One of the older demos and the final scene that the demo dropped off was a pool party for Albie's birthday. Oh god, that must have been a really early demo. Yeah, that was ages ago. I think Albie's party originally was going to be at Maisie's house and was going to be a prelude to her birthday party the week after. And I think my original thinking was, oh, you know, I can just use the same setting and kind of have a similar, like, to have the same area so we can get to know her house and, like, the setting, because it's going to be the big final event before the formal is her birthday party. But then, as I was writing it, it was like, I think I'm just writing the same thing twice. I need to make Albie's party entirely different. So that's why, in the rewrites, I ended up instead setting it in a cinema. Because now Albie's birthday party, which occurs on the third week, which is just a little event. It's not a whole weekend like the big events are. It's just one afternoon where you can hang out with your friends as Maisie's family hosts like this extravagant party for their beloved son. And you find out a bit about Maisie's previous school. Anyway, there's some fun stuff there. But yeah, basically, I changed it because Maisie's meant to have the pool party, and I wanted Albie. It felt like I was repeating myself with Albie, basically. That's why I changed it. Yeah, really, really old. Yeah, I think that was why. Yeah, you're an OG if you've seen the placeholders. Just look at them like a disappointed parent. Yeah, that is basically a fair reaction, I'm gonna say, Nia. But as you guys can see on the screen, there's even a question for Sid. Oh god. I was afraid of this happening. Kian asks, Sid, how does it feel to be the only one in the friend group with no artistic skills? Ha! Aw. Dang. That was harsh. Ha! Sucked in. Feels exactly how you'd imagine it would feel to attend a school with a focus on its arts programs, surrounded by people with unique passions and skills they dedicate their life to perfecting. While you sit there wondering to yourself, what are you going to do when school finishes? And why can't you find a hobby or passion? And the classic, is there something wrong with you? So, yeah, it's fine, I guess. A very Sid answer. And now, for our final question of the Q&A. This is it. We're hitting the final question now. Oh, I wonder what it's going to be. And from Swiper, who has not been in the chat, but I got all the questions. Yeah, I know, it's a little harsh, right? Yeah, exactly. It is a bit of a Sid answer, isn't it? Final question. Everyone say, what's it going to be? It's time. Yeah, drum roll. If I had, like, proper Steam effects, I would do that, but... Look, we've got a shoestring budget here, so no sound effects, no effects. Let's go. To everyone, including Maisie's boyfriend, whatever his name is, what do you think the meaning of life is? I didn't edit this at all. That's literally how they wrote it. Maisie's boyfriend, whatever his name is how they wrote it. Wait, you don't mean... Oh yeah, baby, it's nacho time. Sorry. I really tried to not crack up laughing. Oh yeah, baby, it's nacho time. Sup, losers? You happy to see me or what? Damn, not even a kiss from one of the chicks? Okay, your loss. Now, listen to me, all of you virgins at home. Let me teach you the real meaning of life. And I can promise you that jerking off and reading these visual books and hentai chicks in them has nothing to do with it. Please, enlighten us. The meaning of life is, wait for it, make money, fuck bitches. As I'm sure you all know by now, I've definitely fucked a... Nacho was sent flying by Maisie, like Team Rocket blasting off again. You wanna know what I think the real meaning of life is? Anyways, I hope you all enjoyed. Hope you all enjoyed that very stupid sequence. I had way too much fun doing that. I was like, this is the perfect way to end it. How much of Nacho is inspired by Andrew Tate? I didn't know who Andrew Tate was, and I don't think... Did he exist? Was he a thing when I wrote Nacho? I have no idea. Hey. Nacho... Andrew Tate was inspired by Nacho. Let's say that. That's what I'm going to say. Well, I think that's the most proper way to look at it. It's just... It's the same bullshit. It's just... Yeah. It's just a dude being like, yeah, only thing that matters is how much you can use other people and make profit from it. Like, yeah, it's just a crummy, shitty attitude that, Nacho's learned from his life and backstory, which I do unironically have notes on, but it was never worth exploring in the story because he's never meant to be sympathetic or like, it's not worth exploring his depth, but, you know, maybe Nacho has poor views on women because, you know, his mum left him. His mum left his family when he was young, you know, and his dad maybe had to hold him misogynistic things growing up. And his dad is, you know, also a lawyer who makes a lot of money and has a lot of girlfriends that are way younger than him, you know? All stuff that I have noted that has contributed to Nacho's lifestyle and growing up and, you know, going to the elite private all-boys school where, again, it's just at every point in his life where he could have been taught something better, he was not taught something better. And on top of that, he never chose to rise above either. It's just a perfect maelstrom of just someone born and raised in terrible circumstances being as terrible as their circumstances made them. Nacho's getting low too. Yeah, well, yeah, you say please share. That's basically what it was. Breaking the fourth wall. If someone can do it, it may as well be Nacho. I hope none of you take what he says seriously. He's just being a douchebag because you're all meant to hate him. So, you know, just so that's clear. Those are not my words, those are Nacho's. But yeah, no, that's the idea of why he acts the way he does. He's been taught his whole life that using people is how you get ahead, so he uses people to get ahead. That's it. And he keeps doing it. It's not an excuse, exactly. No. It's certainly not an excuse. It's never meant to be an excuse. It's just the why, you know? Even when people do something shitty, there's usually a why, and that's Nacho's why, because that's what he has been taught his whole life to do, and rewarded his whole life to do. I'm glad he's off the screen now. Yeah. So, Maisie says, you all know what I think the real meaning of life is? You guys can all thank Swiper for bringing Nacho into this. The only person who brought Nacho into this. So it was a good question, plus a specific request of Nacho was too perfect. The real meaning of life. Have fun, live freely. Life's too short to do anything else. Even if it means running into a few nachos from some stupid impulse decisions. I'd rather try something and put myself out there than never experience anything at all. I mean, we only have one chance on this floating space rock. We may as well have fun and make some bad decisions while we're doing it. That really is Maisie's creed to life, I think. I think life is cruel, horrible, and unfair most of the time. It really makes you wish you'd never been born sometimes. But how hard everything is makes the moments of joy we can find all the more worth living for. Because that's all we have in the world. Life, it's a concept that's so broad and far-reaching that no one meaning could possibly define it. But if I had to pick one idea, I think I'd say it's to leave the world a better place than it was when we were born. For the most part, humanity's been progressing in the right direction. That's the nature of progress. Even if some recent world events are a bit scary and sad to think about. I think it's our duty in life to be our best selves, kind to each other, and kind to the planet we all share. The least we can do is make it a little nicer once we're done. I think so much of life is about taking a step back and appreciate the splendor of the physical and literal world we live in. And how we're just one tiny speck in an infinite universe. And not just coming to terms with that, but finding the beauty in a meaningless universe. The beauty in the fact that none of us are meant to be here, but we are. Honestly, Nacho is a fucking douchebag who deserves to choke. But I didn't totally hate his get rich fuck bitches mantra. I think life's about getting what you want. And the only way to get what you want, whether it's money or bitches or artistic recognition, which I want all three of, the only way is with courage. Life is about mustering the courage and daring to do what you want, not what others want. I know I've needed to remind myself of that recently. God damn it, why did I go last? There's no way I'm topping what you guys said. I should just leave it be and not answer. Oh, come on, Sid. Just say something. Anything. I'll have to check the chat before I say Sid's answer. There you go. Cheers, Swiper. You can do it, Sid. I'd like to hear what you think it is, Sid. I'm ready to have my mind expanded. Just say something already. Ugh, fine. Life is about making connections, I think. Some will be good and some will be bad. But you should truly cherish the people you care about. Even if not all the relationships are going to last forever, that doesn't mean you should close yourself off or stop caring. That was beautifully put, Sid. It was nothing, really. I just remembered someone telling me that once when I really needed to hear it, and it stuck with me. It's totally not a big deal, or anything, at all, really. Classic Sid. He's totally hopeless around her. I think it's endearing. It's what makes Sid Sid. What are you guys talking about? Nothing. Come on, guys, not now. We're meant to be doing a Q&A. Correction, you're closing out the Q&A. That was it. Oh, thank God. Oh, but no one even asked me anything kinky. I'm grateful they didn't. Maisie, you know that means everyone's just going to ask you sex questions from now on, right? Bring them on, I say. What are you signing us up for now? Congrats on making it through the Q&A. Yay! Q&A is over! Oh, we've even got the classic LoveSick Darlings theme playing in the background. Oh, classic. It is. It is. I thought so too. I was like, oh, I got that question, and then the Nacho cameo, and I'm like, oh, I can do them both at the end. We can be silly, and then have a good, introspective question to close out on. I drink to Jada's and Maisie's and Sid's. Views on the meaning list. Grace does not like Sid at all. The theme. Yep, it's the theme. I wonder who it was. A heartwarming moment for the end. Yay. Is what I would say if it weren't for the Maisie. She has a habit of that. Oh, you will cry. Oh my god. Well, who knows what will happen at the end of the game. Who knows? Yeah, I think my mission will be complete if I get emotional reactions out of this game. I think my mission as an artist will have been completed, you know, to create something that means something to someone. And if someone's crying, it usually it's because it means something, you know? Yeah. That's the nature of art anyway, isn't it? Connecting, creating, sharing experiences, depicting lived experiences, you know? That's what makes art so wonderful. Whether it's a visual novel, or artwork, or music, or a TV show, or a short film, or a sketch on a notebook, whatever. Thanks for joining us at the Melbourne International Games Week. I forgot what MIGW stood for a second. Melbourne International Games Week Q&A event. I hope you've had fun. I have had a ton. I can genuinely say that. Writing those answers was a lot of fun to think about. Like, prompts I'd never thought of, for the most part. And it was really fun to, just think of entertaining ways to answer fun questions, and to satiate the curiosity of you guys. I'm not going to fully close out the stream yet, just quickly. Like, I mean, everyone can leave if they want. I'm not going to force you to stay. I'll do a little wrap up and, just casual, background stuff in a minute. But yeah, at least as far as the question and answers go, they're done. This is it. The questions and answers event is over. If you're watching on Steam, I'll still be streaming for a couple of minutes too. Or not a couple of minutes, maybe a while, we'll see. But yeah. I hope you've had fun. I hope if you are randomly watching this and you're like, what the hell is this game? That this silly Q&A gave you an insight as to what the game is like, what the characters are like, what the voice and tone and feeling is all about. Yeah. Huge thank you to everyone who submitted the questions, of course. I tried to answer as many as humanly possible. Again, 24 hours is a short time to answer 50-something questions, whatever it was by the end. I think by the end I got over 30 of them done. I think. Some people got all their questions and everyone got all their questions though. I just picked the ones that I had the best answers for. So yeah, I hope you all enjoyed that. Let's chat up to now. Oh, thank you. That's very kind. I appreciate the applause. Thank you. And yes, great questions indeed. It would be cool to have this Q&A saved in a document or placed in Discord in case the Twitch VODs get lost to time. This VOD will be saved on YouTube and to my computer. Absolutely. It will be archived 100%. I think this is too valuable content to not, at least in terms of spending the last 24 hours, and then I'm going to say at least 2 more days, at least several days, no, nearly the whole week prepping the event, putting all the forms together, putting all the promos together, and then setting up the game to be like this on the private unstable version, which is always scary to load this version of the game on stream, because I'm so scared I'm going to hit the wrong 2 buttons and suddenly skip to an end game event. But no, it's fine, it should be fine. Download the VOD and then immortalize it in the Discord server. No, I will download it. I will post it on YouTube. It will be everywhere. Thanks to the Q&A. It's fantastic. Worth staying up till 3 a.m. Wow. Europeans, I owe you. Well, speaking of future live streams, actually, I have postponed the Never Have I Ever stream. I'll probably take a day or two to recover after like this hellish like week of preparation at the last minute for this whole event. But after that, once I recover my stamina, just life stamina of being a human, I will work on it and pick a new date, and I'm going to pick a Euro-friendly time to come in and watch the Never Have I Ever game, which I hope everyone really, really enjoys. I know I've talked about, the only thing I've mentioned so far about it is that I wasn't really happy with the quality of it so far, and a lot of it was just the interactiveness wasn't as high as I wanted it to be for the public release, as well as adjusting it to like not have spoilers, for lack of a better term, is also a surprisingly tough challenge, because I just have to kind of work around what I've already written and like the variables. But anyway, I'm rambling now, that doesn't matter. I'm just gonna leave that alone for now. So I'll make it a Euro-friendly time. That's the most important thing. Can't wait to watch the VOD, see my questions and final questions get answered again. Oh. I'm so glad you enjoyed this enough to watch the VOD again. Wow. Look at my balls again, yep, classic. There's a bunch of streams 3 years ago that I couldn't find the VOD for. I want to see the earlier builds of the game. Oh, I did archive a couple of the old ones. I could make them unlisted, maybe. I know which streams you're talking about. I think there are a couple with placeholder assets still. I'll have a look for them after this if you like. I want to see early builds. Damn, you're making me wish I archived those builds. I know I have them. But will I release them? That's a whole other question. We'll see. Damn, you're making me wish I archived those. Oh, sorry, I just read that. Amazing Q&A. All the answers were amazing. Maybe except the surprise from the cheesy bitch. Cheesy bitch. That's a hilarious name. Well, you know. Hashtag thanks Swiper. He summoned the demon. I'm just the one controlling it, you know? I didn't ask for it to be there. The old builds I had were on another computer, so I don't have them. Yep. They're around. I can get them. I have them. I'm pretty good at storing them. I just mostly want to see what the early sprites look like. Oh, I absolutely have the early sprites. You know what? Screw it. I can get the early sprites on screen in a second. How about that? I could do that. I was going to say I could do Q&A and just have things playing in the background, but even better than playing in the background is I can show off the old sprites. That's not a problem at all. Just give me a minute. Drago, you're very much allowed to be that guy. That guy is a totally valid thing to be, because this game was meant to be out 2 years ago, and it's not out. No. I've made 2 guesstimates in the past, and they were clearly both so wrong. I couldn't even get, like, the work ready for this stream. No, I don't think I can make an estimate. I'm sorry. I really, really, really want this game to be out, though, and I hope that is clear. Yeah, now we're all catching up with the sprites, yep. Hell of a throwback. I am hoping for a Q1 2023, but I'm fine waiting for... I'm going to do my best, one way or another, for you guys. I will. Alright, I'm gonna work out the best way to get... Oh wait, let's finish this off first. I hope you found the answers interesting, funny, or otherwise insightful. Both for the people who ask the questions and those just watching. Thanks for all the questions, losers. Thanks for asking me about stuff. Even though I have no idea what this army is. Thank you. This is a lot of fun. So, does this mean I can go now? Pineapple belongs on pizza. Peace. No, it doesn't. War. True words have never been spoken, Grace. That concludes the character Q&A. Thanks, everyone. So yeah, just a little outro there for you.
cross those fingers as hard as you can. I'll do it. It will get done. It's just up to writer's block and ambition and paying the bills. It's up to a few things actually, but anyway, we'll do it. It'll get there. To go full blonde. Wow. Absol, you are definitely my #1 retweeter. You retweet everything I post, and I'm really, really grateful for it. It's very kind of you. You can't see it. Oh, is there a problem on the stream? Or you just have to go? That's okay if you have to go. Speak of the birds of the pineapple. Stuart's an icon. My internet was bad. Oh, okay. Okay. I'm coming for that title, Absol. Absol has, I think, 2 years start on you. I think it'd be hard to catch up to. Quite hard. I don't want you guys fighting. I want you all to be friends. Okay, give me a minute while I work out the best way to show off the old sprites. I'm wondering if I just launch the old version of the game. That's what I'm thinking I'm doing. I'm just gonna... Don't mind this, I'm just gonna... exit the game? Yeah, we'll exit the game, okay. I don't think that'll stop the stream. No, it's all good. Okay, patience for a minute or two. I'm gonna find the old build and see if I can get it up here. Now I'm just sitting here thinking, do I need to go get a hard drive, or is it still on this computer? Is it on the other hard drive? Please just be on this computer. I don't feel like going and getting it. Okay, let's see if this works. Even my old version still uses the new sprites. I need to keep going back even further. I need to go even further beyond. Oh yeah, I think I got it. I think I've got it. Sorry for the quiet, guys. I'm just browsing and making sure that I've got the right thing before I chuck it on screen and waste everyone's time. Okay, I'm gonna leave that to extract for a minute. Extract for a minute. All right. Yeah, Twitter to me is like every social media platform. It's what you make of it, I think, at least. Like, I just follow good things, and if I see something toxic or terrible, I either ignore it or block it. Like, yeah, I think that's the healthiest way to use all social media. Like, I think all social media can be really toxic and predatory, and just like bad for mental health. Drago is an OG. It's true. Yep, I follow it for games and art, and occasional news. Yeah, that's what I use it for. I use it personally, even apart from the game. I found Twitter to be very good for marketing LoveSick Darlings. I think a part of me is like, oh, I should try TikTok at some point, but Maybe closer to release, I'll think about that. TikTok's a scary platform to me. Just seems like, I don't know. It seems like a disingenuous platform, for lack of a better word. It reminds me of Instagram in that way. Everyone's trying to be perfect all the time and trying to be like, I don't know, like the best for some reason. Like they've everyone got something to prove it. I don't know. Bad vibes from TikTok. Twitter, everyone, if anything, deprecates themselves. I think that's why I get along with use Twitter better. I found this game when I was bored out of my mind as a broke 16-year-old looking for a good free ends. I think that's how a lot of people found LoveSick Darlings. Being a free VN on itch will get you the eyeballs of all the 16-year-olds and 17-year-old broke kids. You found it on Steam. That's good that Steam gave that to you, Saxon. That's great. Yep, I was using stock RenPy. Yeah. I'm loading it up now. I think this is it. Yeah, this is a crusty ancient build. Oh, no, this is so ancient. This is too ancient. Okay, I have found too old a build. This is the version, I think, without even sprites for Maisie. This is the copy I sent to Ippers to help them with... Oh, that's so fucking funny. Is it? Oh, that's so funny. This is the version I sent to Ippers before I even had sprites. Yep, this is not helpful. Too debuggy. Too debuggy. Oh my god, that's so funny. Did not expect to find that while browsing my computer today. I'm gonna... Let's try this then. They've got 1.1. What about... What's 1.0 like? Sorry, I'm just looking through... I should have sorted this better. Yeah, I was still using Rev, just loading that. It's your rules.
LoveSick Darlings.
I'm glad I come out as gold. I can't find a working build of the game with the old sprites. So what I'm gonna do instead, I think if I troll through a hard drive, I could probably find it because I know I have it saved somewhere. But that's just going to take way too long to do. Way too long to do. So, what we'll do instead is just pull them up. I'm just going to pull them up on the stream. How about that? I think that's our best solution at this point. It's our best solution to this problem. Sorry, just looking at some of the old stuff. Okay, cool, let's go. So, there's no tray I can just drag them onto. I have to properly upload them, don't I? Okay, I'll upload them. Upload. Okay, let's see. Let's get a smiling Maisie up in here. Ta-da! Can we see her? Her legs are cut off. Lol. That's fine. We'll just fix that real quick. Nope. Fix that. There we go. Look! It's Maisie's old design. Yeah. I had a different coloring artist, and they had a different art style back then. Ippers used to do the sprites and the coloring for the LoveSick Darling sprites, but after the redesigns, they ended up leaving the project because I think they kind of wanted to go move on and do other things. They'd been doing sprites for me for like a year at that point. Like, we started, they gave me sprites at the beginning of 2019, and then at the end of 2019, they asked to update the sprite. They weren't happy with it. They were like, no, I can do better. So they updated it and rejigged it, and we got the Maisie we know and love today. So I'm just going to upload the other two, and then we can look at all of them at once. Give me a minute. We're going to add Steph next. There's Steph. They all had their legs cut off in these sprites too, as I'm sure you'll notice. That was a trick of the trade back then. We got them full sprites in the end. And then one more. Sorry. I'll reply to the chats in a second. Sorry. And then we've got Jada coming up next. Jada. There we go. There we go. This is behind the scenes content, am I right? There they are. All three of them. See, Jada is so noticeably taller, am I right? So yeah. They do look really great still. I know, right? There they are. So, where was I? Maisie, no, do not. Maisie TikTok account would be fun. If you... Oh, these are funny. I like this. Boot up the build to see where exactly it's at. Yeah, I did boot it up. It wasn't doable. No, it wasn't playable. But I found the sprite, so this is the next best thing. I don't feel like searching my hard drive. No, not really, if I can help it. It's too much effort. Did you use the old Rempy stock female and male sprite? So yes, then. So these were the artworks I commissioned from Ippers first. Spread them over. What should I get the creator? Show us. She looks good. She looks really good. Looks like new one with much less shading. Yeah. Who came up with the design? Ippers. The artist Ippers. They have like 100k followers now. Back when I first contacted Ippers, I found them thanks to the Fire Emblem Reddit. They used to post Fire Emblem artworks. And I was like, I really love this art style. Do you want to do it? And I saw that they posted about Danganronpa. I'm like, oh, you like visual novels? Fuck yeah. I contacted... Cold email, just said, hey, I'll pay you for designs for dating sim characters. And then they were like, yeah, okay, lol. And then they did it. I paid them, and they did it. And they came up with these designs. I miss old Steph frizzy hair. I respect that. I miss the frizzy hair too. But the vibe is different now with the new one, and... Yeah. I overall like the new sprite for Steph more. My only wish is I wish it was a little frizzier. I just want a touch of frizz to the new one's hair. But I didn't have the presence of mind. Only with retrospect did I notice that I missed it. Like, I kind of liked the princessy look of the new one, but I could have done with a touch more. I think Maisie's details on her jacket are really good in the old sprites, but I think her new sprite is 100 times better. Her hair here looks a bit like an 80s anime character, and I don't mean that in a bad way. I love 80s anime characters, but I prefer her new sprite 100 times more, if I'm being honest. I think Ippa's was right on the money, improved everything that I thought was just okay in her old design, and they made it really, really good, while keeping the iconic jacket and red-blue combo. Like, that's all there, and that's all really good. Jada's is very, very little has changed, except for the spelling error that is fixed in the new one. I think her hair is nicer in the new one too. The shading on her jacket's a little bit more... I like the pose that her sleeves are hanging out from the side there. I like that, actually. Anyways. Stuff looks great too. Yeah, it makes me curious about Jada. You kind of prefer old stuff, that's fair. Yeah, she does look a bit more mature. Jada has quite the glow up. Sam Steph's is really good. Still looks good. Jada had the best glow up. That's fair enough. Jada does look good, yeah. Massively noticeable, great commissions. Jada, hoodie under another jacket. Yeah, she's got like, in her old design, it was a hoodie, but we changed it to a shirt. It's like a thick kind of, sleeved shirt. I don't know what else to call it. It's not like a t-shirt, but yeah, it used to be a hoodie and a jacket, and now it's like a long sleeve and a jacket. In the new design, so it's not like double hoodie. That was the one thing I was like, it doesn't really make sense to wear two hoodies. Ippas did a fantastic job. OMG. Counter Outlaw Starry Cowboy Bebop. Yeah. Maisie's hair is a little bit like that, and I don't hate that. It's just seeing the new one, I much prefer her sprite. Yeah, Steph's is the only one where I think I like it overall more than the new one, but we did lose something. We did lose the frizzy hair, and that is worth noting. I like the angle of Steph's new pose more. I like her to the side. She's like less direct, more private. She better shows her character. And Jada's, you've all pointed out, yeah, why Jada's is a bit nicer now. But yeah. Old stuff making me question my... Damn, old stuff making me act up. Ugh. Maybe I lost something with Steph's old design, but you know, it is what it is. I think it's I'm happy either way. Look, at the end of the day, it was Ippas who came to me when I was like, "Hey, I want to commission Stuart and Grace now," and like all the other side characters. Like I was like, I thought these were going to be my sprites going forward, and Ippas was like, I want to redo the originals first before I do them, and I was like, okay. It cost me a lot more money, but I was so happy with the results that I was like, okay, no, I should let Ippas do their thing. And so they did. Yeah, Ippas is on Twitter now, 100,000 followers or something. Very, very successful artist. They just post a beautiful artwork every 2 months. And that's their whole meme. Yeah, Fire Emblem, Pokemon, Genshin Impact. 110,000, I just checked. It's very surreal knowing that they worked on this game before they found insane success. It makes me happy because I'm like, what's the word I'm looking for? It's like, oh, I had an eye for it, you know? I made the right call approaching Ippas. Like, when I was thinking about making a visual novel, I just was scrolling through Reddit and I was like, shit, VN sprites would look so good by this artist. And then I did it. And that was that. Anyway, speaking of sprites, I have some more surprises to show on the screen. Some fun memes, I think. Yeah, good eye candy. I think the stuff looks a lot more confident in the old design than the new one. Yeah, I think that's fair. Yeah. That's fair. No, I couldn't ever do that again. No, Ippas is too busy. Way too busy. Wait. No way. Towards the end, because they had their rise through fame, through a lot of just the entire time I knew them, because while they were doing sprites they were still pumping out artworks on Fire Emblem and other games and stuff, and they just kept getting more and more followers, and I think they got better opportunities without sounding too conspiratorial. Like, I think at the end of the day, they got too big for this project, and I don't blame them at all. I wish them all the best and all the success in the world. Yeah, and I'm very grateful because I have these fucking kick-ass character designs. Like, I got something great out of it, so I don't mind at all that there is no way they can help me now. It's why the Hana and Noah were done by another artist who was assigned to not change their art style, but complement Ippa's. So it's why Hana and Noah look a bit different, but I think they fit alright. They're like my children. Yeah, basically. You're at the right spot and right time for these fights. Seriously, it was like the end of part 6 of JoJo's, which I won't spoil, but you know, you have to be at the one spot at the one moment at this one time, the moon cycle, to do something. That's what it was, me messaging Ippa's on a whim and getting a response on a similar whim, if I'm being honest, being like, okay, I'll draw some sprites, sure. It was a miracle in many ways. A miracle in many ways. I'm going to show everyone's favorite part of the old demo, though. Everyone's favorite part of the old demo. The sprites for Grace and Stu, which were inspired, I'm going to say, by a certain placeholder. I can't believe I shipped this. I was like, yeah, that'll do. I really had nothing. Like, these beautiful sprites next to Blob. Blob 1. And where's Blob 2? Come on, Blob 2. And Blob 2. Look at them. They're so stupid looking. It's great. Look at the little blobs. Their characters were the exact same, but Grace had like noticeably longish hair, it looks like. I copied the same thing with them, except made her arms skinnier and gave her like little kind of pixie hair. I think that was... She was always going to have a pixie haircut, but when Ippa's got to designing Grace, they made the right decision to go even further beyond in the pixie direction. Like, they were like, oh, you got cute little short hair for this girl? What if we make it even cuter and even shorter? And I was like, you are right. You are correct. Didn't you straight up have black backgrounds for CGs that weren't finished yet? Yes, I've done that too. Yeah. This game has always been on a shoestring budget. I don't know if how obvious that's been, but yeah, I spent all of my savings making this game happen. And when I ran out of money, I was like, Kickstarter, can people help pay me for music, please? So I can pay Tim money for beautiful soundtracks. It is rather quiet now. Maybe I should just chuck... I just noticed how quiet it was. Was there... I can't just add music, can I? No, it's too annoying to do that. Okay, I won't. Everyone put on your own music at home if you want. They became background characters in Ruby. It's exactly what happened. They're sure gonna make me act up. Why are they lined up for some army drill? I have no fucking idea. I think there was a template and I just edited it. Hey, at the very least, it became less obvious at the time. Less obvious. Yeah. Well, getting rid of the blobs and name tags helped, I think. Put on the original LoveSick Darlings theme. I want to. Let me give me a minute. No, this is just the best way to do it, isn't it? I'm just gonna have it play out in the background. There we go.
LoveSick Darlings.
There we go. I don't know if that's coming through. That's the That's the overture theme coming through. But anyways, that's a quick history lesson. I hope people enjoyed that. Putting on the main theme now. Hopefully this works. Is that coming through okay? I just put on the main theme. Is it audible? Yes, okay, cool. Awesome. Okay, I'll turn it down. Sorry. It's on a different slider. Turning it down. Okay. But yes, these are their old designs. How iconic is that? Let me see what other old assets I can find. I think I can find a few more while I'm digging here in the files now. Let me see. Yeah, so there's Steph and the Blobs. Who else have we got? Oh, we've got Sid's old design. Oh my god, I forgot how different Sid looked. Oh no, you all need to see Sid. You all need to see Sid. Shit. I forgot how different Sid looked. Sid? Okay, let's just put him up and I'll let you all react without me saying anything. There he is. I'll play the opening in a minute. Sure, I'll happily do that. There is a pool party scene with everyone in a swimsuit. I revealed that on Twitter a couple of months ago. I think it was the end of last year, actually. Yeah, there's a pool party. There's a pool party scene with Maisie in a very Maisie bikini and the rest in swimsuits too. He's got a different vibe about him. Badass anime protag. More serious. Dim, why'd you nerf him? Damn, brother, look like you're gonna deck someone. He looks more generic in his old design. Sid looks like an anime protagonist. Sid kind of reminds me of Polar Justice. Yes, this is basically, I agree. He was just a little bit boring. He felt like anime protag. And I think the new design, the main note I went with was, I don't want him to be just protagonist now. He's like this character. He's like this weird kid who moved schools and has this like unresolved trauma. No, not unresolved, more like buried trauma. Like he has come to peace with it, but it's that, you know, nothing just disappears forever. Nothing, even if you deal with something the most healthy, correct way possible, it's still gonna bother you. And bother you in your life going forward. And so yeah, he has this real, slightly more grounded storyline about his past now, and like having it be just like anime shonen he looks like he would be like the new Shonen Jump series, LoveSick Darlings. Sid-kun must has 3 wives he must he must stay married to because the world's population of men has run out. What drama now? What if the wives get jealous? You know, like he looks like he would be a harem protag or something, you know? Looks like he sells drugs? Evil Sid doesn't exist. Evil Sid can't hurt you. Evil Sid. Wait. Evil Sid doesn't exist. Evil Sid can't hurt you. Then 1 second. And then Evil Sid. I actually don't dislike the design though. It just didn't suit LoveSick Darlings. That's all. He's very Danganronpa though, hey, isn't he? Look at that. Look at this. What's that all about? What's that about, Ippers? I know you like Danganronpa. It's okay though, because I liked it too. Anyways. the way, Sid. Oh my god, he won't leave now. He's too powerful. Okay, he's out of the way now. So yeah, how fun is that? He does, right? He does. He looks like Makoto. I'm so curious about what happened to him in Sydney City. Indeed. Indeed, what in the world happened where he used to live? Why did he change school? All that and more to be answered in the full game. In fact, it's one of the first things you find out in the full game. When the demo kicks off, you go to Sydney and you find out all kinds of things about him. He looks like he could have been a nacho. Whoa. Sid's getting owned. He's getting roasted. He's getting roasted out here. My mans. Lots of unresolved trauma. Classic, right? We love that. We love that. I'm gonna keep looking for old files. I know I have more lying around. There's that one. And there's a spoiler. We won't be posting that. Won't be posting that. I'm glad my file explorer is not visible now. You are the end of game spoilers. We are not seeing those. Okay. I'm glad there's more old art though. Let's see. I can show that off, why not? It's exactly what this stream should be for, I suppose, right? So... let's put Jada away. And transform that into... CG... So, someone just mentioned the swimsuit, and I was looking through a lot of the draft files. So there's here, boom, is the swimsuit CG draft from Fee. Look at that. Oh, that's the wrong size. I'm gonna fix that real quick. The stream's a mess. Can you tell I'm not a streamer? Okay, there we go. So this is the sketch I received from Fee, and I remember being like, oh, fuck yeah, this CG is gonna rule. It's got everything I want. Steph looking cool. Maisie, you know, being active. And, you know, waving Sid over. And Jada being cute on the side. You know, it's got everything you'd ever want, you know? Giraffe! So rude. Outlines you love to see it. Which one of these bachelors will Sid choose? Find out in LoveSick Darlings. No spoilers, exactly. No spoilers. Give me that Trizzy. Yeah, Jada's level 1 million legs, of course. Unbeatable. Unfathomable. And then we can compare that to the real thing, which over here is... Where is it? I just had it a minute ago and I can't find it now. There it is, there it is. And you can compare it with the final product here, which has been publicly available, but in case anyone hasn't seen it. Whee! Oh, just Jada saying hi right now. There we go. One to the other. Just like that. So I ended up with a slightly different spacing. Yeah. I remember getting the texture detail that of Maisie having wet hair in the CG from like diving and jumping around in the pool and stuff. I was like, oh, that makes so much sense. I didn't even specify that. Fee does the CG artwork for LoveSick Darlings. Fee did that of their own volition. I was like, shit, that's so good. So lots of fun details. And then some background kids in the background random figures. I think Fee would have fun when I was like, oh, just populate the background with random characters, like, you know, whoever, no specific characters in mind, just chuck people back there, you know, it doesn't have to be a thing. So, you know, you get some random, these are just their classmates, you know, they're not actual characters. Samantha's here. Yeah, it's because shit's wet. Yep. Who'd be in the background? Yeah, I just explained that too in the background. They're just randoms. Like, knockout. What other artifacts can I dig up? So that was the mention of the, that was the mention of that. What about, I know there's more lying around here. Oh, okay, we've got some stuff here now. Yep. Okay, I've actually got some fun behind the scenes. Some of these are good. Some of these are also so spoilery. But, so, these are just relatively recent because I commissioned them early last year. But check out some reference photos for... Oh, you hadn't seen the image before. There you go. I've got one... Yeah, I've got some fun other artwork to show next. Let's... browse. Okay. Sorry, it's so inefficient the way I'm doing it because I'm not a streamer, but we'll get there. So... check out... this expression panel I found. Oh no, this is a good one too. Let's do this first. Here's another draft from Fee, showing the two versions of the cinema CG, which I revealed also earlier this year. Here you can see both versions of Maisie snoozing on Sid. And Jada being nice and excited. And a certain someone over here who has an opinion on what's going on. That's a fun one. I do like that one. Yeah, whatever. Randos need love too, it's true. If I hadn't seen the full image over, I remember seeing it. So that's maybe where the server profile picture is from. Oh, yeah. No, I've revealed that on Twitter. Yep, I've revealed that on Twitter before. And then, let me pull it up now, next, the other one. And then, I also got these from Edelson, who did the artwork for Hana. Oh, let's bring that up. There she is. So, little notes on all of her expressions, some of which are familiar. All-knowing in particular is popular in the LoveSick Darlings Discord, for those a part of it. I like dropping an all-knowing smile every now and again. What do you reckon? Sid's older sister, does she look much like her? Honestly, the main thing I thought was I just wanted... She has slightly lighter hair than him, but the main thing they have in common is green eyes. That's like the, yeah, they're siblings. I'd be wondering how he ended up between the two girls. Grace can get all the other bitches, but can't get Janice's attention. Amazing in that scenario. Yep. I know that feeling. I don't think I've ever slept in a cinema in my life. I'd be mad at myself if I did. Can kind of see it. Need more green clothing to be Sid's sibling. Clothing does decide color. It's true. Kind of famous Sid, not gonna lie, I see it. Yeah. That was Edison's instruction. I was like, yeah, make them look like siblings, not like twins like Grace and Stu, who don't even look that much like twins, but you can tell they're twins. And of course, Hana, her event does come packaged with a gremlin child who is Sid's nephew. Because he is an Uncle Sid after all. Where's that showing up now? There we go. Here he is. Now the evil Noah goes the rounds every now and again. And this is Edelson's concept sketches for all the expressions. As you can see, they nailed them. I don't think there's any meaningful changes from these sketches to the final game at all. They totally translate through. And it was another note. I was like, okay, Noah just needs to have green eyes and hair like his mum. That's it. Which kind of makes him look a little bit like Sid as well. He doesn't take as much from his biological father, Noah. Who I don't think we'll ever get to see the design of. He's a bit like Jotaro's dad in JoJo Part 3. You know, you kind of hear about him every now and again, but you never see him. He's too busy. Looks good. Evil is good too. Yeah, it's true. Yep, chaotic gremlin. Yeah, it's a little bit like May. Yeah, May from Rolling Side. But yes, Drago, please go to bed. Feel free. Sign off. Have a good one. I don't think this stream is going to go too much longer. I'll see if I can take up one or two more things, but I think I'm happy to call it too. I've been having fun sharing this concept art with you all. A lot of the evil sprites. Yep, you will. You will. I'll pop in every now and again on Discord, and that goes to everyone in the server as well. Oh, lovely to have you, Drago. Thank you for the questions. You had some great ones. Everyone had some great ones. Almost 4 AM, oh my god. Oh, I'm so sorry. I'm glad it was worth it at least. I'm glad it was worth it. I'm gonna prepare the Never Have I Ever stream. Not today. I know I have to recover today at least. All I can do right now is talk. My brain's too fried to do anything else, as if I could write right now. But otherwise, I'll get that prepped and yeah, I'll have that ready for you all. Hopefully as soon as possible. Keep an eye out for your what's the word I'm looking for? The notification squad or whatever, and that'll get us there. Don't mind me. Oh, here it is. This is the folder I was looking for. Okay. This is good. This is so good. I'm gonna show you guys this. Original first sketch from LoveSick Darlings. Here it is. This is one of the first things I ever got back from Ippers. I knew it was hidden somewhere weird. I knew I had to just keep digging. There it is. Okay, so how do we get it up here now? So, tell me if anyone recognizes this motley crew over here. Who the hell are these guys? Who are these cheap knockoffs? I haven't looked at these in a while. How cool is this? I love this. So one of the big things that Steph used to wear was a beanie. I was like, oh no, she needs to wear a beanie, but we couldn't get the beanie to work no matter what. Yep, she used to wear a beanie beret kind of situation. She was like a little bit more hipster in the originals. The knee-high socks are kind of a look. I kind of don't hate that. Don't know where those went. As you can all see, Maisie has been nailed since day one. Just knocked it out of the park. Sid's got like a cursed jacket on. His jacket's so funny to me. I just keep laughing every time I see it. And blue Jada? What in the world is a blue Jada? Who's ever heard of blue Jada? It's like Mirror Universe Jada. The beret just didn't work. It just didn't work no matter what we did. It looked weird every time. I was the one who made the executive call to get rid of it. I think Ippa's agreed though. So never have I ever streamed next month. Oh, it'll be sooner than next month. Most of it's written. I just need to change a lot of it. I need to update a lot of it. I see Maisie hasn't changed much. Yeah, she was just the right design always. Looks like they're getting arrested. Yeah, kind of. Jada's working that. Yep, those pants Ippa's I think was a long time fan of. Short hair Jada is interesting. I like how edgy Maisie seems in her expression. Yeah, she was a little more punky earlier on, but she became more hyperactive as time went on instead of punky. I'm slightly questioning my allegiance to who? Girls with berets are top tier. Damn it, one stream. Should have just given her a beret and curly hair. But see, in this one she didn't have frizzled hair. We moved to frizzled hair and then we moved out. Interesting. I see. That's worth noting. I note it all. This is all I'm keeping in mind. Where is... There was someone else I wanted to show. Yes, here's more fun artwork. Alright, I shouldn't give it all away now, because I do think I have to save it. Who would you all like to see concept art of? There's an expanded concept sheet for Steph, Jada, and Maisie. According to Twitch, there's 9 of you, and Steam, there's another couple, so put it in the chat. Steph, Maisie, or Jada. There's an expanded concept lineup, and I'm like, I think I want to save some of these, but I'll show one now. How emo Jada looks. A little bit. Frizzle hair beret. Ugh, I was so close to making you a Steph fan. So close. 3-1 Jada style it looks like. Oh, 3-2. It's close. Jada and Steph. I guess I can post it on Twitter later. I'll think about it. Well, I'll post the winner on Twitter later, but you guys get it first. How about that? Okay, it's 3-2. Saying it twice doesn't count, Jedi. Doesn't count. Okay. It seems like this is the active ones left. Oh, it's a tie. God damn it. I'll decide depending on whose sketches are more interesting. How about that? I'll tie break. I kind of agree that they're the two most interesting older designs now that I look at them. I'm gonna compare one side by side. Okay. Yeah, you get neither now. They're both really interesting. Just show both, he says. Okay, it's coming up now. Here it is. Oh, it's so tiny. I need to expand it. Oh, it gets a little blurry when I expand it. I don't know if this is the highest quality one I have, but anyway. Here it is. A lineup of proposed color schemes for Steph. This is like, I think, on the second stage after we'd gone past sketches, and we're like, okay, what color combinations work best for her? You can see the beret working there. We almost had a pink Steph. That's an alternate dimension. Yeah, E-Steph is a whole new vibe, isn't it? I think she'd be a different character if she looked like that, if I'm being honest, because she's meant to be, you know, cool and closed off, you know? It's hard to go past icy blue colors for a cool, closed off, private person who you can't help but want to know more about, you know? Yeah, E's wavy hair. Yeah. That kind of longer hair is ultimately where she landed in the redesigns too, because her hair goes past like up to her thighs now in the full game. E-Steph is like E-Steph is Steph if she had a happier childhood, or maybe, I don't know. Yeah, I wouldn't say too much there. Anyways, you know what? You've been a great crowd, and you have put up with shenanigans like me cancelling at the very last minute, so I'm going to give you Jada as well. Now this is interesting, because none of them resemble the final product all that much, huh? How different does she look here? I think she was kind of a different character at this stage, if I'm being honest. The Jada we know and this Jada are different people. I don't think I'd fully landed on exactly what a character was. She was very artsy and bubbly and I wub Sid, but she didn't have the self-hatred yet, for lack of a better term. E-Steph is evil Steph. Good job both of you staying up so late, thank you. Yeah, she's always been colourful. The orange and yellow is colourful in its own way too. You can see the moon and star pants seeping through in the second one. I think ultimately yellow is the colour we liked most, obviously, because that's the one that stuck through. I like the take the chip and eat it shirt of C. That makes me giggle. Hey, this is the prompt. I said, just give her a nerdy shirt. Like, I was like, have it have a phrase or a meme or a joke related to anime or something weeby. And then Ippers just gave her a Gurren Lagann shirt, and then I made it a part of her personality that she loves Gurren Lagann. It's great. It worked out. I can't tell if she's holding a paintbrush though. I'm trying to look at it now. It looks like she's holding something, maybe. No, it could just be her hands being like that. In any case, she looks very trendy in some of these, doesn't she? The number E in particular, F in particular, looks like she'd like going out on a date or something. She looks very nice. She looks almost too adult. It's something I like about the newer designs is they really look like teenagers. Like in the original arts, they kind of look like, like people in their early 20s going to university, and now they look a bit more like teenagers still expressing themselves a little bit more at least. Sorry, where does guys sex and had work yesterday? Oh, there you go, Jesus. The off-shoulder jacket is so iconic. It is, and it's not a part of these designs, but we got there in the end. Another reason why Jada is based. Take the chip and eat it. Interesting phrase, exactly. Well, she's supposed to be dark-skinned in the first draft. She's always meant to be dark-skinned. She was always gonna have Mediterranean origins, basically. That's where she's from. It's where her parents are genetically from, at least. Her father's Italian, and her mother's from North Africa. But, like, probably not the Africa you're thinking of. Like Mediterranean Africa. There you go, lore drop. That's something that you can find out in certain conversations, but I don't think it's a spoiler. Anyway, there's more details about her mum. Her mysterious mother. That you all can find out. Yeah, she does look more mature here. But yeah, she was always meant to be dark-skinned. Mediterranean olive tan. That's the vibe I was always going for with her. But cool! It's been nearly 4 hours, and to be honest, it's flown by. I've had a lot of fun, guys. Okay. We've had enough of the assets on the screen here, so I'm just gonna start getting rid of them to clean up the tray. Goodbye. I hope you've all had fun though. Unexpected look at old artwork at the end here, but I thought it was that was fun. That was a surprising twist and a trip down memory lane for myself too. There we go. Thank you. Well, cool. I hope whether you're watching on Steam or Twitch or it's 4 a.m. in the UK and I wasn't considerate in your time zone, I'm so sorry. Thanks for watching, everyone. This stream is going to be archived, VODed up. It's going to go on YouTube at some point. I'll probably post about it sometime. My brain's too fried to decide on a time. It'll be ready when it's ready. It won't be long. Yeah. I think that's about it. Don't know what else there is to say. I hope everyone's had a good Melbourne International Games week, and I hope you've enjoyed tuning in if you are tuning in from that source. If you're not, that's cool. All good. Like, I know most of you guys in the chat are people I know very well from the Discord. Thank you all so much for attending and being so active with the silly little game. Yeah, it means a lot to me. Thank you all very much. What's staying up till 4? I'm so glad. How many of you stayed up till 4? Oh my god. My most dedicated followers are Europeans, and I screwed them up with this time zone. I'm gonna definitely... You're the first priority now, guys. Thanks for being the audience as well. Thanks for being a great audience, not just for the game, but for the stream and everything as well. The Jada army is signing out. Salute to your general, General Jada. I just hope there's an image of her handy. Salute to her. Or here. No, salute to her here. There we go. That's a good one. Salute to her. Okay. Good night, everyone. Or morning, evening, etc. Heroin army. I appreciate the phrase, but saying it out loud sounds bad. Joke's on you, it's 10 a.m. in Vietnam. Oh, well, that's okay. That's pretty good. Well, that's alright then. I'm not doing too bad. Well, you might have had to gotten up at 6 then if it's 10 now. Whatever. It's okay. You actually saluted, hell yeah. Okay. Your queen bids you goodbye. Okay, no, seriously. Thank you all for coming along and making the stream a ton of fun. Streaming is always fun. It takes a lot of work because I want to make them special every time. Making them special every time means so much work, and that's like that. By the time I'm done, I'm like, I don't want to stream afterwards. So anyway, it's fine. I will be streaming again for the Never Have I Ever gameplay showcase. Thank you all. Goodbye. Have a good one. Good night. Good evening. Good day. Good afternoon. Bye.